Follow the beat, follow the beat, follow the beat, follow the beat.
Follow the beat.
Follow the beat, follow the beat, follow the beat, follow the beat.
Follow the beat.
Follow the beat, follow the beat.
Follow the beat.
Follow the beat, follow the beat, follow the beat, follow the beat.
Follow the beat.
Mr. Krabs, are you ready to party?
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it, move it.
Wow! Hello, fellow motor enthusiastics.
Oh, Mr. Krabs,
Isn't there any way for us to return all of them back to normal?
Hey! How'd he do that?
The Red Ranger's a bigger problem than I thought!
It's time to finish this thing up!
What can I do to make them love me again?
What are you drawing, Kitty?
Mega Rangers? That's a mega win!
Hello?
King Julian, you are truly inspiring.
Ow! SpongeBob!
Fantastic!
Me? Oh, you give me way too much credit.
You know what? You got what you want. But what shocks me is that you don't care at all about Hakim and Lulu.
What was that? That was me trying to save the two of us. At the expense of someone's career? A man's got to do what a man's got to do to survive. All I need is answers.
How about you stay away from my reporters and stay away from my newspaper?
Hakim could be Mabel's son, but that's yet to be verified.
But where do you get all these stories from?
I'm a journalist, but what anyway? But what I don't buy.
If you spend less time on the phone, you should probably move up to speed.
Oh, gee, thanks for the advice.
I am your mother, not one of your cheap whores, and you need to show me some respect.
And the change of government won't stop a thing. I've run out of fingers counting the number of multinationals setting up here. What about the 3 companies that announced their plans to launch last week? I say they're shortly. Me, I'd be looking to sell. At what price? More. Much, much more. I don't know who you are or how you know these things, but one thing I'm sure of, you're in the wrong job. Here, call me tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd like to hear more from you.
Are you ready for your big break? The East African, understanding the region. You're watching Morning at NTV.
I don't know about you, but Easter season seems to be catching on, and I'm still stuck in there. So what I did, I got my groundnuts and a cup of milk tea, and try and get back into the mood for the week. Welcome to Morning at NTV, where the city is also still sleeping. The sun is also still sleeping. And well, for the rest of us, we're trying to wake up. But I assure you, it's going to be a lovely morning right here at the Kampala Serena Hotel rooftop, where I, Mabel, Senyonyi and Kasiate all waiting for you to rise up and shine. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started with our question of the day. So, help us answer that question. Simple question. Head over to our Facebook page, Morning at NTV, and you can also use the platform of the SMS 6565. Alternatively, go to Twitter at Morning at NTV. That's our handle, and you can feel free to tag me at MBGold2, at Kasiate, at Joel Senyonyi, at Mebkeb, and at flashing me.
A very good morning to you all. I do hope you had a wonderful Easter weekend. Now back to work and to the stories making headlines. Museveni's message to West Nile at 100. UPDF and journalists tour the Beni territory in North Kivu, and Besige's rebuttal to Museveni.
You're watching Morning at NTV.
Museveni has advised the people of West Nile to concentrate on development, not worry about insecurity at the border, which he says the government will handle. The president, who was the chief guest at the celebrations to mark the West Nile centenary celebrations, also blamed the ancient chiefs for their disunity, which he says gave way to the Europeans' colonization of the continent. He also says it is disunity that is making Europeans impose homosexuality on Africans.
It was fanfare and pomp in Arua town today, as the West Nile region marked a century of being part of Uganda. The cultural diversity of the region was on full display, exemplified by these traditional dances. West Nile chiefs helped facilitate the transfer of the region from South Sudan and DRC Congo, which were at the hands of the Belgians in 1914, to the British. Delivering his speech at the celebrations this evening, President Yoweri Museveni castigated the ancient African chiefs for lacking substance and unity, which he says contributed to colonialism.
The Europeans tried to conquer Ethiopia, but they failed. Obiti, why? Adosi, because Ethiopia was united. The tribes there were united. The king is calling themselves the lions, that he's a lion. If you are a lion, why didn't you eat the Europeans when they came here?
The president also blamed the current law over the Anti-Homosexuality Act on the rationale by the West that Africans are weak and disunited.
They tempt others to think that they can dominate them. So you shouldn't be weak, because when you are weak, then it's your fault. Right?
President Museveni also assured them of security at the borders between Uganda and South Sudan with the DRC Congo.
And I want to tell you that your army is strong. All the dangers of insecurity will no longer come back to Uganda. Therefore, you can devote your energies to development and developing the income of your families.
Local leaders speaking at the event had earlier reported to the president that some Ugandans at the border with South Sudan were being intimidated not to register for the national IDs. President Museveni promised that more efforts were being made to drive economic growth in the region, especially now that Uganda will soon produce oil. Leaders from the region emphasized the importance of utilizing the unique opportunities to develop the area.
There are some teething challenges, such as the border disputes and instability in South Sudan, that needed to be resolved peacefully and urgently so that West Nile can join the rest of Uganda in becoming a modern.
Meanwhile, the Shadow Minister for Defense and Obongo County MP Hassan Kaps Fongaro says much as the president says the government holds West Nile at heart, no effort has been made to correct the negative image created by the Idi Amin regime. He also claimed that the region is marginalized by the government.
You check the army today, check the army, check the cabinet, check the permanent, the civil service. We don't have a single member of the cabinet. This must correct the information given by the chairman of Mayank, the chairman of LC5 of Yumbe. There is no member of parliament who is a member of the cabinet. I have the whole list of the civil service.
Despite these concerns, some people here reveled in the fanfare that was punctuated by a heavy downpour, which is a sign of good luck for an occasion, and perhaps for the region for many more years to come. Moses Akena, NTV, Arua.
And congratulations to the people of West Nile. The Uganda People's Defense Force and journalists have for the very first time toured the former headquarters of the Allied Democratic Front overrun by the Congolese government forces earlier this year. The rebel camp in Erengeti, Beni territory in the North Kivu province fell to the Congolese government forces after 3 months of battle with a militant group. Maurice Ochol takes us on a tour of what was once at the heart of the ADF operations.
It was here at the border of Congo when the UPDF forces were met by the triumphant Democratic Republic of Congo Army, FARDC, after they had skittled the ADF from their bases inside the DRC. The UPDF was then taken on a guided tour of the ADF camps in the eastern province overrun by the FARDC. They finally arrived in the biggest camp and main settlement area of the ADF rebels. A survey of the camp layout reveals that it was the strategic planning area of the ADF and also rebel leader Jamil Mukulu's residence. Here, Jamil Mukulu had dug underground tunnels used as major escape routes.
Right from his house where he stays, and in case of an attack, he would just come from there and then come out from here.
It was also discovered that the rebels had employed subtle guerrilla tactics by growing trees, a major surveillance strategy. Under attack from the Congolese army, the rebels left behind arms and ammunition which was displayed before the UPDF and journalists. According to Major General Amabamba Bahuma of the DRC, FARDC engaged the ADF in a protracted battle for close to 3 months due to the fact that the rebels had sophisticated arms. This camp, suspected to be the former headquarters of the ADF rebels, is estimated to be about 3.5 square miles surrounded by some gardens and banana plantations, a clear sign that the militant group had well-organized network which the Congolese army believes benefited from the support of some people in the diaspora.
ADF is not a local group. It is an international terrorist group.
It's feared that the group, which wasn't completely eliminated and on the run, occasionally recamping small border communities in the DRC, could soon carry out isolated terror attacks in the country. Reminiscent of the past attacks, the army warns.
Now they are on the run. They need to follow them up until they get the leadership of this group.
ADF rebels first struck in Uganda in 1996 in Mpondwe, Bwera, and later carried out several terrorist attacks in the region, including the attack on students of Kichwamba Technical College in Kabarole district. Initially reported to have fizzled out and weakened, the group continued to carry out abductions and reportedly recruited several children in the Busoga region, with estimates placing their numbers at close to 2,000 fighters.
The former FDC leader, Dr. Kizza Besigye, is accusing President Museveni of inciting hatred against democratically elected opposition leaders and is calling on Parliament to hold him to account. Dr. Besigye was speaking at his home in Kasangati in reference to the president's comments about Kampala's opposition politicians during the 3rd anniversary of the Kampala Capital City Authority. Suhail Mugabi with this report.
President Museveni's sharp criticism of opposition politicians at the 3rd anniversary of Kampala Capital City Authority has elicited a barrage of reactions. This time round, it's the former FDC leader Kizza Besigye who has challenged President Museveni to provide evidence to support the statements he made against him.
Okuvuga kya gavumenti tekitegeeza butemu, tekitegeeza ttima.
If that's what we do, Mr. Museveni is guilty of not protecting those people, because he should have prosecuted us, brought evidence, and we should be in the jails.
Besigye accuses Museveni of inciting violence and hatred against some opposition members.
Oyinza kujotya mu kiralo kyange kyente z'omulunzi n'oteeka mu kwekarakasa. Nkufumita bufumisi.
In other words, he is inciting people to take law in their own hands and kill us. What he is engaged in is hate speech.
The former FDC leader also wants Parliament to put the president to task to explain the comments he made against the opposition MPs and the Kampala Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago.
You call the people of Kampala and their leader Kabaka Siru? Who are you? Museveni should be condemned. In fact, should be put to task, required to apologize. Our Parliament should take it up. This is not a simple matter.
Besigye also gave his take about the recently leaked tape recording with the voice of the Deputy Lord Mayor Sulaiman Chidandala and the Inspector General of Police Kale Kaihura.
I think it's an error of judgment for any political leader to engage the NRM team in a manner that is not above board and transparent.
He says he has scheduled a meeting with the former Deputy Lord Mayor to have him shed more light on the issues. The Deputy Lord Mayor is also expected to meet with the Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago in the same week to explain the leaked recording. Suhail Mugabi, NTV.
Scores of residents in Kasese district were thrown into a frenzied panic after River Nyamwamba burst its banks, cutting off entire villages from neighboring communities. The floods, however, subsided, allowing the locals to go about their business. The incident comes just 1 year after flash floods wreaked havoc in the district. We have more.
The heavy downpour in Kasese district burst the banks of River Nyamwamba, forcing many residents living up the hills to scamper to the lowlands for safety. The floods damaged the bridge as torrents of water gushed out.
Because as I talk right now, people from Chanjuchi have failed to come to town, and people who are in town have failed to go to Chanjuchi.
The Minister of Defense, Dr. Crispus Kiyonga, says the government is working on replacing the bridge.
The road at Mubuku Bridge had more or less been destroyed. That has been fixed. The bridge at Katiri has been fixed. The bridge in Chanzuchi is going to be fixed in the 3 to 4 months time, and also these bridges in Charumba, Chondo and Mariba and Bugoye.
The floods compelled many residents of Chanzuki village to spend their Easter on the road, fleeing the looming disaster. Last year, River Nyamwamba burst its banks, killing several people and displacing hundreds of others.
We do apologize for the technical hitch earlier at the beginning of the news bulletin. Well, that's all we had for you. We now turn over to Simon, Joel and Bran for today's press review.
Is brought to you by Uganda Telecom. It's all about you.
Of SCCA graduates. Wonderful Tuesday morning, the 22nd day of April 2014, and yes, welcome back from that well-deserved rest for you, the pagans, over the Easter period. For you, profess the Christian faith, I'm sure it was a time of reflection as you ponder through Christ's passion, death, and eventual resurrection. That must have been a message that you took in very seriously with regard to how sinful you ought to be going forward. For those of you who do not profess either faith, well, I'm sure again it was a well-deserved 3 or 4 days rest. Now we are back to normal programming, and yes, morning as it is, we bring you the morning review here on Morning at NTV. Good morning, we're coming to you live from the rooftop of the Kampala Serena Hotel. My name is Simon Kaziati. I'm joined by Ginat, whatever the you. Yes, it's always breakfast time here. But now let's look at what's in the newspapers this morning. We look at the Daily Monitor, and obviously, Brian here gives us what's in the red paper. We'll start off with the red paper. What's the headline in the red paper?
Oh, the headline on the red paper says Museveni reveals his successor. And this talk we kind of hinted it a couple of weeks ago on the show, but clearly the red paper has broken it. Top Muganda Catholic, it's big. But the highlight also is the president taking a selfie. Now,
Top big Muganda Catholic sounds like
they look at people who are proposed, Mushenga, Genobiraro,
I see the Katikiro.
So here now it is official.
President Museveni is going to appoint a successor.
And
then we the Titans who exercise power according to Article 1 of the Constitution just follow suit.
That's what we've always done. No change, now sole candidacy.
And now here we are with, well, talking about sole candidacy, the caucus of Ruhama, that is somewhere in Ntungamo district, has endorsed the First Lady, Janet Museveni, who happens to be the area MP, now serving her second term, to contest yet again for her third term. And this time around, in fact, this caucus is saying she should contest unopposed. So it's not only President Museveni who is getting an endorsement for standing unopposed in 2016. His dear wife too seems to be getting the same nod from a caucus. in her constituency. What does that tell you? Some good work well done by the First Lady.
I see the Ruhama Sub-County Chairman saying here that this is why I asked that, Mama, no one should disturb you in the coming elections.
Absolutely. Maybe that is a way of saying thank you for the good job well done. Please continue.
I hope so. I hope so. But you see, I said it here yesterday, and I'd like to reiterate it. This is whole, drumming up support of sole candidacy and so on. It's not evil in its own way, but you see, when you deliver, you do not need to run around telling people now vote for us again and so on. What you do, the delivery in itself speaks for itself. Yesterday I had my friend.
Saying the First Lady did not go around asking to be re-elected.
Well, she was at the meeting, so I don't know what transpired.
She should be in such meetings because that's her constituency.
Yesterday I had.
Let's not blame politicians much for sticking on to their turf. Every one of us has our little area of, our little conclaves which we superintend over. I mean,
I make it right.
No, it does make it. I mean, for my case, for example, and I will be very honest about it. I took a 5-year sabbatical away from television practice. And when this show started, here I am again. There are millions of Ugandans who possibly think and believe and possibly even have the nuance to perform the job I am doing right now better than I would.
Without a doubt.
But NTV found it important to go back and pick a tried and tested chap and say, come back, run this.
Tried and tested. You're talking about a parliament that has usually 20 people on average that are attending meetings. You're talking about a parliament with people that cannot even...
Parliament?
Parliament. I was about to say parliament. Who calls it the progress of
but
parliament?
Now here we are. So clearly it means that maybe Ugandans are beginning to say, let's divide our turf. No, if you're a farmer, you stay in farming. If you're a politician, keep on to there, no change. If you're a TV presenter, do it at Finland until you go grey and just fall on set. That is it.
I know the big story you're going to host Honorable Sebalu to talk about this sole candidacy issue. I had my friend, Honorable Bahati, yesterday on TV. He's my friend, so I'm really not quipping at him in any way. But you see, one of the reasons he said they are drumming up this support is to go and explain to Ugandans the achievements of the NRM the past 2.5 years. And I was thinking, wait a minute, Ugandans are not living thousands of miles away from here, somewhere in Puerto Rico or something, for you to explain to them the achievements. If there are any achievements, they should be they should be all over the place. You should be able to see them, So if you have got to go down there and explain to people that these are our achievements, there is a problem.
Well, for me, I personally think we are not just seeing this with the first family, President and Janet. We're going to see more of this coming down to even MPs. And there are areas that surely will say, this guy will go and oppose.
Well, I've seen LC1 chairperson go up in LC1 chairperson, LC1 attempt to play and their children inherit their positions. Well, in the Daily Monitor, waking up to a screaming bad headline of 4 children who were burned to ashes in an arson attack. And this is a gruesome story that points fingers as to the level of crime and what the police is doing or not doing. Matter of fact, that is what pisses me off when you see marauding policemen on the roads getting people that are happily having had a good drink when hundreds of others are being made.
Are we going that direction again? But look, this story here continues to say 2 children tried to escape, but the attacker threw them back into the fire, according to their mother, who is nursing burns together with 3 other children. This is grotesque. This is bad. We hope something will be done about it.
Well, and I'm going to disagree with Kasiate. This is what do you want the police to do? What they would have done, because a couple of years ago, there was a restriction on the purchase of fuel, and acid from shops. That went silent, obviously, like most things have done in Uganda.
But I hope that this drink driving nonsense will just come to an end.
No, I don't think it should. And I know I've seen Norman Musinga here. Apparently 100 people have gone arrested.
Now he has arrested 100 people.
We have seen people who have gotten mutilated as a result of drunk drivers. We have seen lives shattered. I think something needs to be done.
I'm seeing a lot of shattered lives out of eating chips and chicken, but best kids who are just running.
Yeah, that's different. It's for you to control. We are not going to arrest you for eating chips and chicken. We should arrest you if you get drunk and you drive, because you're putting the lives of everybody at risk.
Soon we should expand and start arresting people for eating chips and chicken, because also that
is death. Well, to you alone. No, you alone. Honestly, you are.
Chips and chicken, that's a personal choice. If you go and drink,
as one individual, perhaps your family when you go away too soon.
Exactly. Now it's the same way.
It's the same way. Absolutely not.
To go to my local pub at the Winton and imbibe my bitter.
Yeah, and then after you go and drive on our roads where there's thousands of motorists, pedestrians,
honestly.
What I do, I don't drink when thousands of motorists and pedestrians are on the road. I will always, when many of you who don't drink, the motorists,
we ask why don't you have somebody else in your house?
What are they doing?
Don't drink it in your house, in your bedroom, and
yes, I drink it in your house.
Honestly, are you kidding me?
Well, I think now it is high time you have given me a good idea. I should turn my home into a little bar. But there we have it. An interesting story playing out, and in fact, in the opinion section of the Daily Monitor, Nicholas Sengo by saying he is suggesting a sober approach to the whole issue of drink driving, suggesting a 3-month jail service for a first offender, some 2 million shillings in fine, and a cancellation of their or suspension of their driving license for at least 6 months. And I'm saying, God gracious me, are we getting to a point where now we are beginning? Well, if you suggest things, you also suggest the alternatives in terms of lost revenue coming in from we who spend much of our revenue.
Simon, I think we're actually pettifogging over such a trivial matter, and yet the sense of it is therein. No one is saying stop drinking.
Joel,
we are saying
you are
drink one period responsibly. When you drink and get drunk, for goodness sake, don't go driving. You're putting the lives of everybody else at peril. That is the point I'm making.
I think you are bordering on hate speech. What
you
you're saying
you the drunkards,
yes, this one, see? Now that is hate speech. Because anyway, the Daily Monitor, page 4.
I'm talking about hate speech.
Yes, talking about hate speech. Dr. Kizza Besigye is saying President Museveni is promoting hate speech. He said, you know, recently President Museveni was celebrating with Kampala Capital City authorities, they marked 3 years of their existence.
Yeah.
And he said the activities of the Lord Mayor, should I add the emeritus, and Dr. Kizza Besigye are murderous, they are callous. And so if in fact this duo showed up at his farm, one of his farms, he would spear them. And Dr. Kizza Besigye is saying, look, you see, what the president is saying here is hate speech. And I'm interested to look at the lizard this morning, the Daily Monitor. He said, okay, now, Museveni promoting hate speech says Besigye. Then the lizard asks, so where is the counter love speech?
Look, I am in no position to sit on television like here and begin to admonish the president on how he should conduct himself in public. But with all due respect, I honestly expected better from the president. We've had him many times call the opposition politicians terrorists. He's called some of them poisonous mushrooms. He's called some of them samosas. He's called some of them fools. That is not right. Now, I know there are some of these young politicians that also hurl insults at him.
What would you want him to call him?
For goodness sake, you can find
a
more charitable way that the president cannot say.
I am Olarotun. Describe me.
I describe you. Yeah, that's a hard one.
Well, there we have it now.
But I there's got to be some kind of respect, yeah? Okay, what I better from His Excellency, the President. Yes. And of course, I'm not in any way exculpating the opposition leaders that many times hurl insults at him. I think it is wrong, yeah? But for him to come out and rebut with the same manner of speech, I think it's not right. You know, some of these are young people, they are fit to even be his children, you know. So if he's doing it because they're doing it, I'm thinking it is wrong for the opposition young people to do it, but you see, His Excellency the President, I actually expect better from him than from these young fellows.
Well, basically, have you looked at the context in which he spoke? Or are we
it matters not. You call somebody a terrorist, a murderer, a fool, a samosa, a poisonous mushroom, it does not matter how nicely you put it.
And I agree with Joel. I agree. If it were true that in fact they are that.
Are they really? Poisonous mushrooms, terrorists? Then arrest them.
No, listen, if it were true that they are that, they are fools. I mean, would he arrest anyone for being a fool, for example?
Not here, we are not talking about the issue about their we are talking about
the thing is this.
Conduct.
Why do people hate brutal honesty? If I think that you, Joel, Senyonyi.
Yeah, I'm very intelligent. Oh, yes, I am. That one you can tell me.
So likewise, why wouldn't you accept if I think otherwise of you?
Yeah, but you see, if you're doing it in public, you are a leader, people look up to you. I mean, we are people being arrested for annoying the president.
If your foolery is playing out in the public domain, why do you want to be told over how foolish you are in private?
Do you condone what the president said, that he had neglected people of Kampala and had left us to enjoy the rubbish and all that, but he thought about it and pardoned us? Should the president say that?
He decided to say
your comment. Okay, the foolery and all the terrorism is there. But should the president do that?
Why shouldn't he? Uganda People's Defense Forces has taken over the protection.
You're scheming for Mirundi's job.
UPDF takes over protection of UN camp in Bol. Let's not forget that Bol is in the South Sudan, where there's been a raging civil war since 15th of December last year. And yes, we know that the Uganda People's Defense Forces put boots on the ground in that neighboring country of ours, and now it's reported in the Daily Monitor that they have taken protection of the UN camp in Bol. What else is playing out in South Sudan? Get yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor and find out.
Lukwago here says court battles affecting me financially.
What did he expect? He expected Peebles and Candy Mountains out of that machination he's putting out. Of course, I mean, it's like
he's a terrorist. He's a
by the time he's out of it. Hey,
and the red pepper is saying Museveni opposes the Lord Mayor polls, and they believe, you know, Frank Tumwebaze, who is Museveni's political strategist, Godfrey Nyakana, and Haji Moses Chigomo.
Where is that written?
It's in the red paper.
That Frank Tumwebaze is the president.
Is the president? Yeah, because he has somehow masqueraded the whole PCCA.
But I think the president's worry here is if Lukaku decides to take part in this election, he will sweep it by 90+%. Even those people, by the way, that did not vote for Lukaku previously, they've in many ways developed a soft spot for the man because they see the way he's been treated. I want to see Kampala better. I do not agree with the modus operandi of the Lord Mayor, for example, but I don't think he's been treated
right. Is Lukwago self knowing that now people he trusted like Chidandala have now started, he said, President, very soon the Mukademubili will go to 5 million, 10 million, and before you know it, Chidandala is part of the NRA.
Somebody told me that, you see, in this couple of hours, everybody has got a price tag to them. I don't know how far true that is.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you are in Kampala to have a price tag on yourself. I'm sure across the world, everybody has got a price tag. But now let's look at a part of the country that is celebrating 100 years. There were 100-year celebrations for people from West Nile, and there's a full-page review here in the Daily Monitor, where the West Nilers are saying they want more cabinet positions. There we have it. Always the clamor for more positions.
Look, I'm not too sure that if there is a cabinet ministry for a Muluri like me, and it's in place just because this guy is a Muluri, it's going to better my life in any way.
It does.
What has it done?
How has he?
The other day I was asking him for, you know, trivializing the judiciary and throwing salvos at it.
Well, we also know that somewhere on the gallery that belongs to the Ministry of Gender and Culture, and yes, during an appearance before the Parliamentary Committee on these issues, the Executive Director of the National Cultural Centre did say that there is now a review on the tenancy deal that Nomo Gallery is offering the current tenants. Let's not forget that that is the place where General Eli Tumwine has his Creations Limited, which has not paid rent, if newspaper reports anything to go by, since he opened shop somewhere in the late 80s.
Of course, government is saying they need to make a little bit more money, but a little bit of advice to government on one of the ways they can make money. You've just been hearing the sirens behind there. Let me tell you, the other day I saw the president's motorcade. I began to count till I could count no more. Yeah. Now I respect His Excellency the President, but I think I have a problem with a motorcade of the...
I respect you, but I have a problem with your arithmetic. If you can don't count 25...
No, I counted till I could not... If I cannot count,
you might count up to...
up to 50. Oh, let me I was using my fingers, then I used my toes, they ran out.
Let me ask you, and this is huge, the motorcade of the... Well, how many cars does Obama have?
How many does he have? They are not 50, at least according to
how many
cars? What he counted. Me,
I will not go into the...
They're not as many as 25, honestly.
The usual Ugandan and Malays where Ugandans want to clamor to be like Americans, but when their leaders want to have to live as extravagant as American president, then they come lampooning, lambasting, and
it's okay.
Them. According to the world,
Americans look at their budget, they are making it big. Let's cut our coat according to how much clothes we have.
Looking into the press. Marketing of the sole candidacy for President Yoweri Museveni. Stay with us, it's going to be big and hot.
*100# select Chize and get the total amount you spend in a month refunded. This refund can be used for calls and SMSs to all networks for the next 30 days from Uganda's most affordable telecom service, Uganda Telecom. It's all about you.
Oluvannyuma lwa lutalo abaana bangi batwalibwa abekika
abamu bajja ne babakima
era twagenda mu Lukola eyo nakasongola mu Buluri twagenda mu Butale Babalaaro okubuuza omwana oyo mumanyi
ntumukwate obutonde obwekonkome mukwate obutonde bwa Ibora mubuteeke mu nsigo omuzungu ayogedde parliament muyise bosi basajja
omulembe guno gutuusemu n'abantu n'entondo kati waliwo n'emyaka egy'entondo
waliwo yakiŋŋamba
bamugamba muŋŋambe bulungi kati munkwate empola
dokita buli akwata bayibuli eno ajja kusomera bintu nga ye bw'alowooza. For example, waliwo controversy yaliwo
tobeera mu ssuuti ate n'oteekamu gganduula
olina kubeerako kimu
kubanga okusomesezza tumaze emyaka 2 tusomesa bannayuganda eddembe lyammwe mulimanyi oluusi n'obusobozi obulina nakulabira
Abaganda baagala kabaka.
Are you and I ever gonna have a chance to be sisters?
You want the baby to have my name?
Would that be okay?
So I'm happy you came. Yes, especially since I thought you were shunning all things Newman. I have my own reasons for showing up.
What did you say about him?
I'm sorry, attempted rape.
Okay, look, whatever you think you know about him, you don't know his heart.
If there is a way to make me feel more miserable, you will instinctively find it.
You gave up the one woman you loved, and now you're having a hard time figuring out how to move on?
I can't imagine who would want to hurt a good man like you.
Okay, you know what? I don't need you telling me how to feel about Lily.
Are you pregnant? No. Then why are you trying to alienate Tyler?
Has something happened between the two of you? Are you afraid that I'm gonna do something to ruin your marriage, or that you will?
Why don't we have a party? I'll bring Nikki and bring your siblings. How's that?
Now, what are you gonna do? You gonna blackmail them this time, or are you gonna bribe them?
Looks like Mommy's not the only one who knows how to make up a story.
Check it out. Uganda Telecom gives you a chance to be a millionaire. Your next phone call can turn you to a millionaire.
Answer calls on your mobile or landline, and one of them could make you a millionaire.
Just receive calls on your Uganda Telecom number. You could win up to 1 million shillings every day.
The more calls you receive, the higher chances of winning.
There will be a winner every hour, every day. All you gotta do is just answer your phone.
If you call me now,
I can be a millionaire.
If I call you now,
you can be a millionaire. Answer the phone, just answer the phone.
Yeah.
Answer the phone, just answer the phone. Don't miss that call. Don't miss loads of cash from Uganda's most affordable telecom service.
Uganda Telecom. It's all about you. Every idea we have begins with you. The way you connect.
Good morning.
How you browse. How you share. And how you interact with the world around you.
Your relationship with your God is the most important thing. Have a company of people who have got a similar mindset.
How do you want people to think, feel, and act after your talk? In other words, what's your objective?
You inspire everything. Because in the end, innovation doesn't really matter unless it does something that really matters to you. And we are HTC.
Running out of airtime can happen to anyone. The next time you recharge, simply dial *161# to get going again.
On the next episode of Deception.
Kakati, me, I don't care whose fault it is. Oba yebaka naye, oba teyebaka naye, ekituufu kiri nti tuyite Monica wano tumutuuze atubulire ekituufu. Kakati, Daddy. Mbadde ne ka meeting kati. Daddy,
Monica wandi mugobye n'omwejjako mwesonyiwe Chris weesonyiwe mukazi.
Monica, we're just trying to look out for you.
By trying to tell me to admit to a lie?
To save your marriage.
No way.
Deception.
At Orange, we know that running out of airtime can happen to anyone. That's why we bring you Wetase. Simply dial *161# to get going again. Convenience changes with Orange. Today changes with Orange.
You're watching Morning at NTV with Simon Kasiate, Mabel Kebirunji, and Brian Mulondo.
A very good morning once again. Coming to you from the rooftop of the Kampala Serena Hotel this morning at NTV's Big Story with myself, Simon Kasete. This morning we are looking at two very important subjects, but for the most part, we'll be looking at this trending and developing story of the cell of President Yoweri Museveni's achievements to prepare him for the sole candidacy of the NRM come 2016. Yes, and of course, because we have the privilege of hosting somebody that wears two hats at the same time, we will also discuss a little bit of the regional affairs. We just talk about just one small aspect of the East African Legislative Assembly, and that was the mooted censure of its Speaker, our very own Right Honourable Margaret Ziwab. I have the honor and privilege to host with me Honourable Mike Sebalu, who is the member of the East African Legislative Assembly. He is he's one of the commissioners for IALA and also a member of the Committee on Regional Affairs and Conflict Resolution. He's also a member of the Committee on Agriculture. Good morning and welcome to Big Story, Honourable Sebalu.
Yeah, good morning, Kasiate. It's a pleasure being on the program. And I must thank NTV for this innovation. It is indeed
I hope that when we are done with this 20 minutes, it will still be a pleasure to you. Sometimes it becomes a pleasure at the beginning and a displeasure as we end.
We always have to manage all situations, and at the end of the day, crown it off as a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Now, Mike, let's just very quickly touch on the issue or the news of our Speaker. This was perhaps one of our best experts to regional politics, and yet at the same time we see a lot of machinations being played left, right, and center to the effect of handing her the censure boot. What exactly is going on? Maybe you need to bring Ugandans up to speed with the goings on in your assembly for us to appreciate the gravity of this matter.
Yeah, well, but I came for this program to deal with another matter. It was outside the terms of reference. I'd really be constrained to break the terms, but
you are with the superintendent here.
To give a brief, it's that definitely there was that issue as we've raised it. Censure motion was initiated and signed by a number of IALA members to the effect that they wanted to censure the Speaker. But what I say, you know, these are some of the dynamics in leadership. But the issue is being well taken care of by the Summit of Heads of State. There have been a series of consultations, and I definitely believe at the end of the day it will be mutually settled to the mutual benefit of both Uganda and the region at large.
Well, you're sounding more like a quintessential public relations officer trying to say so many things, but essentially saying nothing at all. Now, just as we crown it up, when you as legislators have it within your mandate to censure a speaker that's not living up to your billing, and you find you're constrained by the fact that only the Summit of Heads of State can actually effect this, doesn't that render you as toothless dogs?
Not necessarily. You know, there are a number of stakeholders. We are integrating as a region, and there are a number of stakeholders. So the best way forward is to engage different stakeholders and come up with a mutually agreed position. So can we say the best interest of the region?
On a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is censure, 10 is survival, where do you see the your Speaker of IALA as we speak right now?
All I can say is that this matter will be concluded in the best interest
of all of us. Where the best interest lies before 5 or after 5 on that scale of mine that I gave you earlier?
I don't want to go into the mathematics of it, but I believe our heads of state have the capacity to
have a more sober
have the capacity. Definitely there will be consultation even with members, but at the end of the day we should get this out of the way in the best interest.
Let me spare you the agony of discussing something that you very much did not prepare for, because now that tells me that since you're a member of IALA and you had to prepare to come and discuss IALA matters, clearly it tells me that you possibly were coming here to tell me lies, and so that's why I ambushed you so that you can tell a bit of some truth. In as much as you have been very cagey. You are a Ugandan legislator in the East African Legislative Assembly, but you have your grounds, you have your feet firmly grounded in the NRM dispensation back home in Uganda. And you are one of the members of parliament that is going around your constituencies. Well, I don't know what your constituency now is, but you're going around the country and motivating Ugandans and appealing to Ugandans to look very closely at the achievements of the NRM over the last 28 years and push for the sole candidacy of President Museveni. Am I right?
Not very right. The aspects, because when we talk about the achievements, definitely you are right, because the whole idea of members of parliament going to their constituencies is to give an accountability on the 2.5 years of their stay in parliament, what they've been able to do, what is on table for discussion. But
wait a minute, please do not come to give us a nice house.
Can you allow me to...
I told you this is SMS of TV.
Can you allow me to
we have very quick points, man. Members of parliament are not out there telling constituents what they have been able to do in the last 2.5 years. They are simply telling their constituents, look, 2016 is coming, sole candidate President Yoweri Museveni, period. Any other person who wants to contest for the presidency, he's a charlatan, he's a quisling, he's all sorts of uncharitable names that they are saying. So what are you saying, that members of parliament are saying themselves?
I want to tell you what is as per the terms of reference of that activity. One is to explain what they've been able to do in the 2.5 years. Two is to explain how government is performing in terms of service delivery, which was a major aspect of our campaign manifesto. They are also explaining resolutions of Chankwan's, which are many and include, among others, aspects of leadership.
It's like there are people watching you who have attended some of these meetings with their MPs. I am here seated as one of those who has also attended 1 or 2 meetings with my local MP, and what you're telling us is not on the menu of what our MPs have been telling us.
But I'm telling you one thing is that they went there with the terms of reference.
Only for them.
Whether they are doing another thing is another matter. But the terms of reference are very clear. Explain the manifesto and service delivery in terms of performance of government. Explain what Parliament has been able to do.
Now, when it comes to you know, the service that you were talking about, if hospitals are delivering better service, if schools are offering better education, if roads are in a better state, does that require an MP to come and tell constituents that, look, the hospitals are now better, which hospitals the MP doesn't go to? Does it require an MP to say, now these schools are doing a lot better, yet the same MP doesn't have his or her children in those very schools? But so how can you explain an achievement that should be there for all to see? That's what I'm simply saying.
No, I think you are taking the debate to a level that is hypothetical, because we have certain aspects of service delivery that needs to be explained. Yes, the road is there. We are commissioning power generation plants. Many of them are being generated. There are policy issues that need to be explained. Some of them may not even have been implemented. For instance, you've got even issues like the national ID, that is a government program. You need even to mobilize people to go and get registered. You've got so many things that really need to be explained to our people.
Mike, aren't you members of parliament reducing yourselves to simply little, can I say, deal boys of the regime, as opposed to doing the primary job for which you are sent to parliament to do proper legislation? Yeah, doesn't it bother you that you are spending more time doing cheap politicking and running around saying obvious lies to Ugandans, as opposed to concentrating and doing a legislative job for which you were sent to parliament to?
You see, there are perceptions, and that is your perception, and you are entitled to that perception.
Thank you very much.
But I believe that legislation is being done. A couple of legislations have been made in this parliament.
Legislation is being done when every day we are receiving beaming pictures from parliament of 20 members of parliament in attendance in a house that has ordinarily 370. well, today they will be in full house since they're honoring a fallen colleague, but the moment that goes to rest, then before you know it, it's back to business as usual. 20, 30 MPs, what legislation are you talking about of 10%?
No, I think I don't know how you want to take it, but I want to make you believe and appreciate that many pieces of legislation have been passed in this parliament.
Of course, we've seen anti-this, anti-that, anti-this, ban this, ban the other.
There have been aspects where quorum issues come in, but that doesn't mean that no legislation has been made. And those that have not been around to play their role should be handled in their individual way, but not institutionally. Parliament is doing its work, and
Mike, it doesn't bother you that majority of parliamentarians are not up to the mark. In fact, when you say they're going around telling their constituents what they have been able to do in 2.5 years, in your own view, and let's be very honest here, let's not sugarcoat, let's not quite wash a tomb. When you look at this 9th parliament in the last 2.5 years, would you rate it like the parliament where you were a member, for example? Let's be very honest.
Now you are biasing me.
I'm not biasing, I'm simply asking you a simple question.
I'm simply saying they've done their job, because their work is to legislate, is to represent their constituencies, and to do oversight.
When we have seen
and in my view,
after speaker
they've done the three critical
poll
aspects of parliament. They have represented their constituents, they have passed the legislation, and they have done oversight. They are doing committee work and engaging public departments, ministries and agencies to account. So they've done that.
I would want to put it to you that I think we have our bar of performance very low. If I were to put it on the human body scale, we are somewhere we are slightly above the ankle, if that's what you call performance of the 9th parliament. But let me just ask you, with regard to this moving around the country, every member of parliament subscribing to the NRM has been given some 4 million or something about that. Where is this money coming from?
Definitely, this is a caucus activity, by the way. I want the viewers to appreciate it's a caucus activity.
Yes.
And this caucus, all the members that subscribe to the NRM have been making contributions of 15% of their earnings monthly.
So
and that is enough capacity they've built financially to be able to put some of it to good use in
also,
terms
this money
of
is
engaging.
not coming from our taxpayers.
It's not public money, it's not coming from...
How can we be sure about that? Because many times when you have used money so wantonly, before we know it, the last election, you remember very well, you, the NRM, raided the central bank and sent this country almost back to Stone Age with double-digit inflation soon after the 2011 election. How can we be sure this time around you're not doing the same thing?
Take it from me, the caucus has an account, the caucus has a treasurer, and the caucus mobilizes money on a monthly basis. So picking some of it and putting it to good use in terms of engaging the population is not a bad thing.
I'll start from the point of good use. How do you determine that this money has been put to good use? If member of parliament for this constituency called Honorable Kasiate receives 4 million Ugandan shillings, how does the party get to know that Simon used this money exactly for the job for which it was given him to do?
There is a monitoring mechanism. And all the beneficiaries.
This is manned by who? Angel Gabriel or
no, that's what this committee is doing. The committee is following up on what is going on in the field to ensure that there is accountability for this money and there is a good return for that.
How is this accountability done?
Members are supposed to sign. Those that are called for these meetings are supposed to sign to show, and there are mechanisms to ensure.
But let's not gloss over this. How is this money actually used? Because recently on this very station, NTV, we saw an interesting scenario playing out somewhere in Iganga, where you had hundreds of, you know, knuckled-looking constituents lining up to receive 1,000, 2,000, 5,500 shillings from an MP, and this was money he was dishing to them like Christians, the reverse of Christians giving offertory in church. And this was what was termed as mobilization.
No, that definitely was outside the terms of reference.
Does
Nothing
it bother
like
you that an MP can be engaged in broad day bribery of that kind of nature?
If that took place, then
it's not an issue of if, it's an issue of it did, because we have video footage.
Then that is unfortunate. I would say it's unfortunate because
that
is definitely not. There are definitely rules, and the concerned MP will have to explain how you misrepresent a worthy cause like that.
He should have given bribes like you all do anyway. You all give bribes.
It's
but
never,
at least you don't do it.
It's never in the practice of NRM to give bribes. Our track record speaks for itself. It's a matter of engaging, explaining ourselves, and moving along with our people the way we've always done.
You know,
NRM is a mass party.
They say every day is
we always move. We always move with our
15 years, Mike, but I did not know that you are in position to sit before me and tell a blatant lie without flinching an eyelid.
Like I said, that is your perception, and I wouldn't have any.
What? The NRM doesn't do what?
NRM is not in the habit of giving bribes. We engage the people, we explain our policies.
I checked with an EU Electoral Observation Mission report out of the 2011 election. There were a number of findings, and one of them was that there was an increased use of money from the NRM in the sense of buying for constituents sugar, salt, and all the other amenities in exchange for a vote, as opposed to what we previously did in the past, where you beat the hell out of voters.
No, I think that...
So can we say that this report was...
No, there are two things, Kasiate, we need to appreciate. It is one thing being a party policy to bribe. It is another to have a few individuals being errant. And that is what I want to tell you. There could be individuals who are errant, but the party policy is very clear. We don't engage in bribe. We engage on serious
who
issues.
you never bring to book. I have never had, for once, the NRM sitting down in the disciplinary committee to discipline anybody, including and not limited to the party president, for carrying out some errant activities like bribing voters. Doesn't that shoot you right into the foot?
No, there are internal dynamics where we get overwhelming evidence. People are put to task to explain themselves why they behave in such an errant way.
Has that ever happened?
It happens often.
Mike Sebalu here.
Being a punishment is another, but cautioning people, advising them out of such a habit, those are also remedial issues that you can apply in a system within the party.
I don't usually find many of my guests as hilarious as you are today, but I'm very much obliged to have your wonderful answers. But let me just ask you a final question as we conclude this. Sole candidacy for President Museveni in 2016 as one of the many resolutions that came out of Changwanzi. Let me ask whether a Pope is Catholic here. You actually believe in that resolution? You think
I think the resolution needs to be appreciated in terms of having... Let me use the analogy of football. A good coach will never change a winning team. Basically, what that resolution is saying is that let's keep our team. And that team includes very many players who have done a tremendous job.
But in this case, seems to be reverse. The team seems to say, no, let's keep our head.
No, but you see, the captain...
The
captain goes with the team.
So
you are simply saying, we have a team, it is headed by captain so and so, let's keep that team. From the captain to the players who have delivered.
No, it looks like in
victory.
fact the players may change here, but the captain should not change, as we've seen. For example, I mean, and to even stretch a little bit further, let's go to the Premiership, where you've had a manager in the name of Arsene Wenger who has subjected his myriad of fans across the world to an 8-year trophyless drought, and yet they insist on keeping him. Can we say the same of the NRM?
No, that one is the captain. He didn't have a winning team. So the best thing would have been to sack him because he didn't deliver. But here we are talking about a team that has delivered and the team that has been captained by a successful
To use the same analogy
captain.
of football, Honorable Mike Sebalu, every football team has what we call youth development programs, where you have a team, yes, which is the first 11, but you are developing talent from, you know, from the grassroots. You are developing young people that are coming up, and there comes the point where you realize that this team, obviously like in football, even players have got a sell-by date. Don't you, at this point in time, have not realized that the current players are possibly nearing, or they have gone past their sell-by date, and you need to use your youth development program to replenish these positions?
And that is exactly happening.
Well,
but it is done. It is done in a progressive manner. If you look at the cabinet, definitely you can see a lot of guys who have come from the youth development team, and they are taking serious strategic positionings within the cabinet.
As opposed to being, of course, team captains. That one is a preserve of one
man. It is progressive.
Where progressive will take how long? Because now we are looking at 30 years counting. So can we say maybe 2026?
No, let me say 2021, you will see many of them taking up serious.
Mike, we heard you talk about
2021, you will see them seriously taking up very top positions. I can assure you on that.
The Honorable Mike Sebalu there, a member of the East African Legislative Assembly representing Uganda, and of course is a proud member of the NRM, discussing with us this whole issue of the resolutions that were passed in Changwanzi being sold out by the NRM caucus in Parliament, their respective constituents. Now I must say that throughout this programming we've had intermittent power disruptions here on They say it. Now, we do apologize for the hitches that have taken place, but obviously you know that it's not within our control. Let's take a short break. When we return, it's Simon Says. For the most part, we've heard that indeed members of parliament subscribing to the NRM, who belong to the NRM caucus of course of our parliament, are moving across the country in their respective constituents, selling, among other things, the sole candidacy for President Museveni. But of course, this is not the main issue, according to the terms of reference that the Honorable Sebalu did discuss with us here. Of course, he captures the fact that there were terms of reference, and then there's the actual implementation and execution on the ground. For the most part, we've seen that the actual implementation and execution on the ground is tending more into only one aspect of what should have otherwise been a wide-ranging menu of terms of reference. Question is, midway their term, selling a sole candidacy for the president, what then remains for the rest of the term? Are we now beginning to see the campaigns for 2016 taking form right about now? Perhaps that's a story that we at NTV should follow, and that's a development that you as citizens need to look out for seriously. The question, as we always ask, by doing all this, and members of parliament negating their primary responsibility over legislation and going into mere political mishmashing left, right and center without proper direction, we would never have a straight answer to all these questions unless, of course, we follow the developing story as it goes on day in, month in, year out, so that then we bring it to you in the most objective manner as we possibly can. Have a wonderful Tuesday morning. It's back to business as usual after that well-deserved Easter break. Let's go and get doing some bit of job, some bit of work, some bit of contribution to the welfare of ourselves and ultimately to our country.
Every idea we have begins with you. The way you connect.
Good morning.
How you browse. How you share. And how you interact with the world around you.
Your relationship with your God is the most important thing.
Have a company of people who have got a similar mindset.
How do you want people to think, feel, and act after your talk? In other words, what's your objective?
You inspire everything. Because in the end, innovation doesn't really matter unless it does something that really matters to you. And we are HTC.
This is New Close-Up Deep Action. We created it to give the world 3 times fresher breath and eliminate up to 99% of germs. Maybe we went too far. There's an outbreak of freshness. So celebrate, turn up the volume, jubilate. We really love. Now the best ever from Close-Up. 3 times fresher breath.
I was going to my hall, someone came from my back and was
how tugenda okwebaka ekiro yanga mwami omanyi olakeko nange omulundi gw'ogusembayo.
I went to the nursery and I asked why is it that our father is negative and for us we are positive.
Every time I find a story of assault of one person to another, I get disturbed.
Mwayombye ekiro lwaleeta suzeewo lwe bakwokezza nazeepoza kimu nti mujja wange yanjokezza.
Kino ekyafa kino kyali kyakulira muno mu lubuto.
The Irene I know just loves music and loves to sing. I've never seen her even smoke a cigarette.
The days of legal trade in slaves are history, following its abolition in the 1800s.
They tie you like this. That's when I started getting past.
Everybody has a story, but yours will only become our story when you share it.
I'm going to blow your mind and I'm going to twist your taste buds. The flavors are already coming together. I can feel them. very lovely, very appetizing, very healthy. Remember, the way you see it, the way you like it, is the way you get it from my kitchen to your kitchen.
Kampala has been voted in the past as one of the favorite cities for tourists, one of the most peaceful cities. That is something that is changing.
Kale Kaihura, the Inspector General of Police, and President Yoweri Museveni, their alliance, they can only crack down or stop individual strikes and individual demonstrations. But I don't think they can stop the growth of militancy.
No holds barred.
Besigye and Lukwago have particular grievances against the government, some legitimate, some misguided. What should the police do? Of course, the police has to intervene, A, to protect the power of President Yoweri Museveni and the NRM from disruption by Besigye and Lukwago, but B, also, never forget this, to protect those ordinary people whose property gets destroyed.
I want to ask that many think that they've actually been frustrated.
Opposition parties in Africa do not tend to be constructed around policy differences. FDC lacks a glue to hold its coalition of different power-hungry individuals together.
Incisive.
You see, the NRM is more divided internally than the FDC. The advantage with the NRM is it has political power.
Analytical.
I think that one of the best organized political parties in Uganda is the PPP, the People's Progressive Party with Dan Sali. This idea that everybody is telling around the world that Africans are poor and they cannot contribute to their own political and social emancipation is crap. In fact, I think that the opposition parties in Uganda have to win an election in an unfair and unleveled ground.
Newsnight with Andrew Mwenda.
Running out of airtime can happen to anyone. The next time you recharge, simply dial *161# to get going again.
On the next episode of Destiny River.
Most likely he will remain in the coma state that he is in until the end.
The end?
Yes.
Pray for him, Father.
How are you, my man? Marikita, I really need to talk to you for a second, okay?
No.
Destiny River.
At Orange, we know that running out of airtime can happen to anyone. That's why we bring you Wetase. Simply dial *161# to get going again. Convenience changes with Orange. Today changes with Orange.
I'm gonna blow your mind and I'm gonna twist your taste buds. The flavors are already coming together. I can feel them. Very lovely, very appetizing, very healthy. Remember, the way you see it, the way you like it, is the way you get it from my kitchen to your kitchen.
Asimwe, we are bringing your drink. Okay, don't worry.
Basket is what I'm caught here.
Send it.
So I came.
Sawanya demo mwenge.
Hani kutamu. Ha? Nkuwonyerera gwanze nja kukuba.
Tonna kusasula myezi ebiri ja nyumba gye batubanja. Oli mukunywa mwenge n'abakazi.
Kikulu nnyo fe abeewola okumanya zi banka n'abatuwola engeri gye babalamu amagoba.
Lwaki obuuza ekibuuzo ekyo?
Sente zaabwe.
Dembe lyo ekyo kikulu nnyo okukimanya. Onfuna kikulu nnyo okusooka okunoonyereza tusobole okwetegereza n'okwekkaanya. Okifuna amagoba n'oluvannyuma tulondeeko amagoba agasinzeeko okuba amatono.
Oda, I no go stop to the singing.
No problem. Keep singing. This singing will put you in trouble very soon. You won't believe it's the boy's father that inflicted such injury on him. Just because he stole 50 naira. 50 naira for that matter. That man should be arrested. Oh, how God. How I wish I could just see that man and give him a piece of my mind. Abigail, I don't care if you're chatting with Barack Obama. When you're at work, you learn how to detach yourself from that phone else to get you into trouble.
Whatever. I mean, you should be happy that a pilot is asking your friend out.
My brother, I learned that 3 armed robbers tried to rob a man as he came out of the bank at the junction before the express.
Don't try to be the hero.
You won't kill me.
Do you know how long I've been waking you up quietly and you refuse to wake?
Now you can't interrupt someone. I'd like to pray with you, nurses, being the vessels that the Almighty God has been using to heal his people.
Okay. Can someone please talk to me? What is going on?
Who is she?
See, I hate cheating in my life. I hate cheating and nothing will make me have 50 kobo to that money I already get you.
You're watching Morning at NTV with Simon Kasiate, Mabel Kebirunji and Brian Molondo.
And it's exactly 10 minutes after 8. Thank you so much for staying with us. Well, if you're just joining us, you missed a very good exchange between Simon and Honorable Mike Sebalu. We're talking the issues at IALA, and we know that the Speaker is right now facing a lot of opposition from the other members of IALA, but also looking at the project, what Simon calls the marketing of the sole candidacy of President Yoweri Museveni come 2016. Your comments or suggestions on our Twitter handle, that is at Morning at NTV. Just a quick look through this, and of course Mabel will come later to give us what you said on our Facebook page. But first, the reaction of Chidandala and Kaihura, the meeting that they had, and Elsie Muha saying, I'm sure Chidandala will change sides and join NRM after that leaked audio. And another comment is, people who drink generate lots of revenue, so they should be handled with lots of care. All right. Another comment also coming in. Some of you are still asking yourself, that crazy old man who bought a coffin to prepare for his death, how can you do such a thing? Maybe that is a good thing. You know, he inspired me a lot also. I should get ready for my death because it's coming soon. At Nathan Kebanat on Twitter saying, why does Sebalu have to deny having participated in giving a bribe, yet the party is leading this? And at Omutabuzi saying, this debate gets confusing when we can't get both sides. Sebalu needs to be truthful. All right. And the comments are, of course, still coming in. Our Twitter page is open at Morning at NTV. Mabel is coming soon with your Facebook comments. You can also send an SMS to 6565. But this morning also, we will be talking Malaria-Free Families 2020. And we've seen the adverts on TV. And this morning I'm joined by David. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you too.
We've seen the Archbishop on TV talking about malaria and safeguarding families. Please tell us more about this project.
Well, the Archbishop launched this campaign actually, not actually launching it, but he began thinking about this campaign a year ago when we realized that there are situations that are not changing, especially on the number of deaths that are still recorded.
Yeah.
And also the effects that it has on God's people. And he decided to come up with this concept that gives us a platform to be able to engage different stakeholders. First of all, acknowledging the gains that have been achieved throughout the year, about 10 years, driving towards the Millennium Development Goals.
All right.
And then also looking at the progress so far that we have also achieved, but mainly focusing on the future, because the 2020 campaign looks at mainly having a pre-elimination stage of malaria by 2020.
Right.
Countries like Rwanda, Sri Lanka, Zambia are in that stage, and we have all that it takes to reach that stage, but we're wondering what's going on.
Right.
So his initiative is basically to lay a foundation and a platform for people to engage, mainly looking at advocacy, because the church, by its nature, is an advocacy ground for anything that you can want to put out there. And secondly, the church also looks at having issues to discuss in terms of its role in fighting issues of disease. The Archbishop has what they call the Archbishop's charge, and when he's being inaugurated, that's one thing that it's like a manifesto of the Archbishop.
It has to be on his 10-point program.
Yes. Right. So malaria and HIV is part of that.
Right.
And we're just fulfilling part of his manifesto.
There's been lots of campaigns on fighting malaria and HIV, you know, too. What is so special about this one?
Well, we are seeing the time that we have spent trying to put together resources and technically trying to address the issue of malaria. And when we see the pressure coming from the international community in terms of what is Uganda doing in this fight, we are still continuing to distribute universal coverage of mosquito nets right now. It's still ongoing. And
are those the ones that you carry on these loudspeakers? Because you also told those are fake nets.
No, this is a different campaign that is carried out by the Ministry of Health. But as we move towards 2020, which is part of the National Reduction Strategy of Uganda, and we plug into that because we don't do anything outside the malaria policy that is initiated by the government.
Yes.
So what happens is that we just create a platform within this campaign that drives us towards pre-elimination, because that is our aim by 2020, to have less malaria incidences, by at least 50% reduction.
So it's happening tomorrow?
No, it's happening today, actually.
Today?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. What's happening? What's going to happen? Tell us about the activities that will take place.
We have several guests coming in. The Minister of Health is the guest of honor.
Okay.
The Archbishop is hosting him at the palace. We're also expecting the Minister of Finance, because she has a very big interest in malaria. She has actually devoted her time in fighting malaria as part of her to-do things. And then we have other National Malaria Control Program officials coming in. So what is happening today is that we are going to have what they call I wills, the commitments that we are going to have for the next 6 years. We're going to have boards put out. On each one of us is going to make a commitment. And we are having these boards placed in strategic points where people are going to write out what they're going to do. And then we shall follow that up later on with the roundtable and strategically planning ahead, so that the church might not be positioned enough in terms of its ability and technically the ability to fight this on its own. So what we're doing right now is looking at how we can bring different stakeholders together. The American Embassy is also very much, that's a presidential malaria initiative, that's the USAID, is very, very much interested in this campaign. So we're going to have different categories of people coming in today. We're expecting about 200 people to come in. And the achievement at the end of the day is to launch this campaign. Then thereafter, we shall follow it up with a roundtable meeting, discussing exactly what the commitments were made. And then thereafter, we shall see how we strategize to achieve.
Go forward. Well, the Church of Uganda has a program called Nets for Life that has been going on for about 9 years now. And this morning, we'll be launching Malaria Free Families 2020. You need to get on board. I'm very glad that the church is coming on board finally, because the church holds lots of numbers, more than any other institution in the country. So apart from us waiting onto the church to do those things for us, what are you doing as an individual? Clear the bush around your house. Make sure that you sleep under a mosquito net. Those are basics. Go to the doctor before the malaria gets you. And hope you go there and join the national campaign for fight against malaria. Mabel is coming up with your Facebook comments and your birthday wishes later. Everyday life. We'll be looking at the human side of everything this time, focusing on ethics. It's going to be epic. Stay with us.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Today is your birthday. You actually just missed the festive season. Well, today, Jack Nicholson, an Academy Award winner a couple of times, celebrates his 77th birthday. An interesting picture of him here taking a selfie. That shows, you know, age indeed knows no boundaries, technology boundaries, that is. And also Kaka. Did you actually know his first name was Ricardo? Well, today he turns 32. He currently plays for Milan in Italy. Happy birthday to them and to you too if you're celebrating your birthday today. Now on to some of your messages. Someone says here, they are not convinced that drink driving is more dangerous and deadly than corruption in instances that Global Fund, poorly constructed roads among others, have caused a lot of death. And these are comments regarding the press review. Someone says, Mego, I don't think there's anything wrong with marketing President Museveni so long as the source of funding is not the taxpayers' money. I don't think I made a comment about this, but anyway, moving on to more of your comments. Someone says, Brian, a beard is not your thing. I don't know what they mean there. And someone, again, still on the drinking and driving issue, says, drinking and driving is a serious issue, Kasiate. Think of public interest and what it has caused. And some of your messages regarding the big story where Simon hosted Mike Sevalu. We have Johnson again saying a lot of challenges are still on ground. So as the MPs brag about their achievements, they ought to think about what they are about to fail to do. Thanks for the show. Junior James says, I thought Museveni is letting go of the 2016 election. Things are tight. And someone here not agreeing with Honorable Sevalu, saying they take our money to do their thing. In Uganda, we don't have youth programs. They are not telling us the truth. And someone here saying, Simon, you have handled the guy perfectly well. Keep it up. And Kaiser Ismail saying, we are ready for him. Well, I'll now hand you over to Brian for today's HTC moment.
It's the first thing you see in the morning and the last thing you see at night. It stresses you out. It calms you down. It helps you remember. It helps you forget. It keeps you connected. It's the only thing you own that is always within an arm's reach. Which is why you don't need to get a phone. You need a phone that gets you, and you, and you, and we are HTC.
Well, this morning, if you're just joining us, the HTC moment is still going on. Everyday Life is powered by HTC, quietly brilliant, and you can head over to the HTC hub at the Forest Mall to grab yourself one of those beautiful phones. I own this monster called the M8 HTC One Max, and it's beautiful, really beautiful. And the most interesting was the fingerprint lock. You don't have to learn my pattern, you just have to cut off my finger if you have to want to. Yeah, especially for that person who is hating on my beard. I'm trying to get the channel O thing, you know. After seeing James Ogola with a great channel O, I thought to myself, okay, let me apply some sulfuric acid and so I'm trying. Don't hate, man, don't hate. At least the mustache is there, you know. Man, you also grow yours. That's how we do these things. But we ask you a question. Who are the hosts of Morning at NTV on the 1st of April 2014? Send the correct names and your phone number to 6565, and good luck to all the winners. Now, some people have come up with a concept. But there's a human side to all we do. This morning we'll be talking ethics and character. Good morning.
It's the first thing you see in the morning and the last thing you see at night. It stresses you out. It calms you down. It helps you remember. It helps you forget. It keeps you connected. It's the only thing you own that is always within an arm's reach. Which is why you don't need to get a phone. You need a phone that gets you, and you, and you, and we are HTC.
Everyday Life is brought to you by
We are HTC.
This morning on Everyday Life, and remember every Tuesday we look at positioning you as an individual to be better. And I'm very excited about today because this gentleman has one of this is a rich CV. I'm shocked out of my skin. Hosting Richard Wandera this morning, who is the founder and chief executive of Alliance Leadership Consult, but also the owner of Alliance Group, Alliance Accounting Group, and the social justice advocate for those living in poverty. Richard, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to see you, man.
Thank you.
Very, very good to see you. You're very young, and then you have all these things: masters, postgraduate, PhD, blah blah.
Well, ethics is the reason.
How? Man, this is very scary. How did you get to do all this stuff in such a short time?
Well, I could put it this way. I had the right people around me who guided me through, and I believe that when they taught me the subject of ethics, it put me on the road that has brought me thus far.
Right. This human side of everything concept. What exactly is that?
The human side of everything is, it's a truth, it's a reality. When I do a job, it is not just my skills at work. Brian, when I do a work for you, it's not just the fact that I have skills and I have talents and those are working together to produce this work. There's a side of that is human, that we are calling the human side of everything, which is personality. So if I do a work for you, Brian, what is happening is I'm deciding in my mind, does Brian deserve this 100% of my mind into this? Oh, Brian has already paid me my money, so what's the point? Should I give him the full attention, the full product, or should I withhold some part? And so at the end of the human side of everything suggests that when a work is done or when a friendship is accepted, an individual is not just being accepted, but their whole self. That individual plus their personality, not just their skills or what they're bringing on the table.
And most of us will just say, the guy is good at this, let's go with that.
Let's go with that. And that's where most people make the mistake.
Right. There are so many areas in our lives that need to be developed, personality, character. But today I want to focus on ethics and character. First of all, distinction between character and ethics. Because most of the time we confuse the two. What are the definitions?
Brian, I would describe it this way. Ethics is the concept of right and wrong conduct. Let me explain that. It is that which we base to judge, that which we base upon to judge whether something was right or wrong, or whether a conduct was right or wrong. So that upon which we base is called ethics. While character, in my own definition, is what people have come to expect of you. So if I can look at Brian and know, oh, in this situation, Brian would do this. And so that would very easily tell me that's Brian's character. So that's the simplest way I would make that distinction.
Well, in this generation where, man, things are tight. We've just been hosting Honorable Sebaru, who apparently was given money to go and market his own candidacy. Even in our own businesses, our own families, people are cutting deals behind your back, people are faithful. And the excuse, of course, is times are hard. Can an ethical person survive in this environment? Can you eat anywhere? Otherwise, you become ethical, your family
suffers.
Yes.
Yeah. Brian, I think that is the biggest concern that most people have. If I choose to become ethical or to live a more ethical life, what is the cost of that? As you rightly mentioned, some people think if I'm more faithful, if I have more principles upon which I operate, immediately I'm excluding myself, I'm separating myself into a space where I will not benefit from deals if people have deals. And I will not, my business will not be more profitable than it could be if I did some behind the walls kind of deals. If I am more ethical, does it have a cost? I will say yes. Yes, it has a cost. Why? Because most people who want to get rich quick will always do things behind. But let me tell you the benefits. One of the benefits is, as I have, you know I'm in business. And so, as I have studied the trends of business, now I'm in business but I'm also a scholar. And as I have studied the trends of business, businesses are moving towards a more ethical industry type or description, if you will.
Really, and I thought businesses were now moving to, let's go straight down to the figures. I want to make my business work. I have to survive in the market.
Accountability is being required. Governments are beginning to press in. And so it's not just individuals becoming more ethical, but systems are becoming more accountable, more supervised. And so businesses are beginning to require. Recently there was a business that revenue began to close in, and immediately began to say, we wish we had done this better. So as I speak now, this particular business has changed its entire system so that it's stronger. And so businesses are beginning to move more, to become more ethical. But not just businesses. You talk about social services and other forms of institutions that together the whole system is beginning to require more accountability. So the quicker we adjust and become more accountable, the quicker we will fit into such a system that is being created. But that's just only one reason, that businesses are beginning to become more ethical. And so we don't want to be left behind. So most people are doing their tax returns. Most people are beginning to think about that. And secondly, there is something that I have found, and researchers, people like Carl Thompson, who wrote a book, The Connection Between Neuroscience and Happiness. In this book he begins to help people see that having more money is not what makes you happy. It is being in a place where you know I am doing the right thing. Being in a place where you know I am contributing positively to life. Being in that place, Brian, that is where people get the most. It's not that, I balanced this deal and look, my account is so big. No. In the end, that might be true, providing temporary happiness. But that's not the true source of joy in life. The true source of joy in life, Brian, is that space where a person knows I am contributing positively and I'm working ethically. And so when a person begins to act unethically, they are moving away from that space where, in Greek they call it onchaidon, where someone is entirely happy, if you will. So those two benefits. The first benefit is the fact that businesses are moving towards ethics. But not only that, an individual is able to experience the highest form of happiness when they are more ethical.
Well, I know some people who are definitely very sad when they become ethical or when the pressure is on. You just tell us with Richmond Wandera, who is a motivational speaker, a businessman, a lawyer, an advocate for... We will talk about that next time, but we are looking at ethics this morning, and if you're practicing it at your office, good for you. If you're not, we're teaching you how to do that on an individual basis, and later it has a spillover effect. Goes on to the company and your sphere of influence. You can contact Richmond on Twitter at Richmond Wandera, and any questions will be able to get that. The individual is happy. Business are also becoming more accountable. What more benefits? Why is it important, for example, for a doctor to make sure that there's doctor-patient confidentiality? For lawyers who will tell you, who will ask you, do you feel that yes, I feel, but still, it has to come down to him defending and not reporting or something like that.
Brian, there is this idea that most people have come to call reputation. Brian, reputation is so valuable. Most of the recommendations that I will give to people who come to me will be true and honest. Someone will ask me about a person's work ethic, for example. We're about to ask this individual to step into this position. Do they have the work ethic for this job? Brian, I will be honest and tell them exactly based on what I have seen of you, okay? Or based on what I've seen on the individual I am recommending. There is work ethic, but there is also moral ethics. Is this individual immoral? And if immorality is an individual's reputation, Brian, I cannot explain. Everything I say would be an understatement to how much that can cost an individual. And so reputation that is built from an ethical perspective, Brian, is more treasure, is more worth than gold, if you will. Because I have seen people get, I'm connected to some of the government. This is how certain times deals are given, or certain offers are offered, based on the following. One, what is the reputation of that business? Is it an ethical business? It's not do they have money and are they able to deliver it? No, is it an ethical business? Brian, I'm in business. When I'm deciding to partner with an individual, I have to ask questions about them. What are their ethics? Can I count on them? Are they consistent? And Brian, no matter whether you have a beautiful office or whether everything around you is great, I will find that out. And once I do, it will be the premise on which I make my decision. Right. And so because of that, there is that extra benefit, apart from just the fact that businesses will become more ethical, and also the fact that people get more detailed joy. Brian, the reputation is so valuable. And when an individual decides to become more ethical, they are making the decision that is going to impact their world.
Would I then be right to say if I sold my character out, then it's easy for me to become ethical? I will accept the principles that matter. It won't be hard adjusting to say working extra hours or taking a bribe. It will be sorted.
Oh, Brian, that will be sorted. Let me give you an example. There is a student who graduated, got a job. But this student just had not thought through the concept of ethics. What does it really mean to live an ethical life? And so oftentimes at 8:30 in the morning, they were on Facebook. They go to their job. They've been paid to work and deliver services. But at 8:30 in the morning, they are liking things. And at 10 in the morning, they are talking back. They're sending posts. And Brian, this student who I recommended to a job, the boss needed to call me and said, we noticed this about this student. Did you know? I said, absolutely, that was hidden from me. I didn't know. But I would not be offended if you fire them right away. Why? Because while it was an innocent act, it is expected that through education, Brian, people must be developed in their ethic. In accounting, I'm an accountant. So in accounting, we have something called business ethics or accounting ethics, where we expect every individual to go through this place where they have to decide what is right conduct and what is wrong conduct. And that has to be engaged in people's mind. And because many in Uganda have not been engaged, people haven't thought through. If you ask someone, is wishing someone on Facebook have a great day, my friend, is that ethically wrong? Ryan people say, of course not. Other people say, obviously, because you're using company time, you're using company resources. So Ryan, it's a serious issue, and the quicker the nation wakes up to the seriousness of this, I think. Let me just tell you this. The reputation of Uganda out there, Brian, sadly, is not the best. This is why. Ugandans are perceived as lazy. Ugandans are perceived as untrustworthy. I think it was Magic last year in October who, in an article produced by New Vision, said that the most foreign organizations or companies here prefer to hire foreigners to handle things like accounts, to handle anything that has to do with an ethical element. They would rather hire a foreigner than a Ugandan. Just as we were looking at why a Chinese company has to recruit 2,500 Chinese to come and build a road here, when we have people who can hear, who are trained and engineers and all that. But why? Because our reputation. So many people think, no, but that's my life, it's my business. It's me who decides. No. What an individual decides impacts us as a whole. So collectively, individual decision perceived collectively creates a reputation of a community. I was in the US one time, and I got a job. And in this place, as soon as I said I'm from Uganda, I could see on the man's face. He said, wow, we're going to need to orient you. You need different training. I need different training. I need special monitoring. Richmond, parting shot. Yes. This is what my message is to everyone that's watching now. Ethics impacts your world way more than you actually think. So the sooner you stop and decide to yourself what you truly believe, what your life principles are, the sooner you're able to guard and secure your destiny in the future. Beautiful. You sound like a pastor. Well, thank you. I get involved oftentimes. Richmond Wandera can be reached on Twitter at Richmond Wandera. Go there and let this discussion continue on our Twitter handle at MoneyLikeNTV. You can also tag in the conversation at MTV Gold 2. When we come back, we'll be talking sport with Brian Tuka. Stay with us.
was brought to you by
We are HTC.
I know how you operate, I know how you feel. There are ways. What should I conduct myself? I acceptably true. I admire President Museveni. If the ICC first contacted in African leaders, you cannot really that the whole Kenyan had
The money is not in the budget of this country.
You can't be God. You should go for your folks. Look at Jeremiah chapter 31. The security of this country. You like the independence of the people there.
Team Uganda is to remain to Division 2.
God bless all of you that make one or two of you fans smile that the folks are doing well.
The players have put on the war the game faces. They don't do animals with solar zone because Ferguson had the same group of players and he did deliver the Holy Grail, which is the title.
We created it to give the world 3 times fresher bread and eliminate up to 99% of germs. Maybe we went too far. There's an outbreak of freshness. Now the best ever from Closer. 3 times fresher bread. Me. Way too much credit.
You know what? You got what you want. But what shocks me is that you don't care at all about Kim and Lulu.
What was that to me trying to say the 2 of us? At the expense of someone's career, a man's got to do what a man's got to do to survive. All I say is,
how about you stay away from my reporters and stay away from my newspaper?
Hakim could be labeled hand, but that's yet to be verified.
But
why would you get all these stories from? I'm a journalist, but what enemy? But what I don't buy?
If you spend less time on the phone, you should probably move up to speed.
Thanks for the advice. I'm the mother of one of your chicos and you need to show me some respect.
She was molested when she was 6 by someone she trusted.
The doctors finally walked into the door. They basically told me that she had a 5-cent kiss with her.
I couldn't understand how somebody that tells you they loved you, that held you as a child, could abuse you.
Tommy Scott grew up among gang violence, drugs, and poverty in the projects of South Central Los Angeles.
I felt not normal, not good. I wasn't lovable. As a teen, Melissa discovered that drinking gave some relief.
Tommy is free today and continues to tell people that it was Jesus who changed his life.
The time I spent in prison, I spent putting my ideas together on how I was going to come back and make it all right.
And I realized my purpose, that I was created to reflect the glory of God.
Duke now realizes why God kept him alive.
These were real people facing desperate situations, just like you and me.
You know, Jesus died to set you free, and he can give you a new heart.
Running out of airtime can happen to anyone. The next time you recharge, simply dial *161# to get going again.
On the next episode of Deception.
I left home early.
I don't know what to do. Because Chris was so mad. I have never seen him like I saw him yesterday. He came back last night drunk.
She did it. you're just overreacting. You're just overreacting. Oh,
I called you here to help me out, not to point fingers at me. Lila, listen to me.
Deception.
We know that running out of airtime can happen to anyone. That's why we give you Wetase. Simply dial *161# to get going again. Convenience changes with Orange. Today, changes with Orange.
Well, if you just joining us, it's only 15 minutes on to 9 o'clock, and this hour, we just decided to switch from the rooftop back to the studios. Yeah.
That's what sport is about, you know. Lots of variations. You need to switch here.
Yeah.
So now, from memories to midfield now.
Saka man is saying
probably that's why people's prayers are going to be answered.
Well, Brian took joining us this morning. Ismail, we wish you a quick recovery. I am Luna Wadiembori. Now my job. But everything is not good. And we wish you a quick recovery. Brian, good morning.
Morning.
I can see you're not used to wear the jacket.
And I should be back because this has nothing to do with sport. Sport is supposed to be a jacket, a nice shirt, and jeans.
Yeah.
You know, not everything like this. But I'll be switching very soon. Hi, Mama. How you doing?
Yeah, Mama, Johnny, always surprising us.
No, for you, I know. I love it. Can you run indoors?
I could try.
Okay. Might be a marathon.
And I tried.
Or 80 plus years old.
Well, Brian Kumba and AJL, they are representing Uganda in the Africa Women's World Cup. Any news far that is concerned?
A big tournament it is by African standards because they usually take the champion from each country and of course the runners-up. And last season, Mbeje were champions from the women's category and Nkumba was second. So that's why they are representing Uganda and Tunisia. But it's been a terrible show up because Mbeje at least managed to win one game and then lost their next two. And actually, last night, they lost their third game. So that means actually they cannot make the quarterfinals. For Nkumba, I think they actually could not even manage a single win. So they will be playing what we call classification games. Of course, if there are like 25 teams, they have to play classification games, then they can tell if it's 10, 9. Now, if they can win their games, I think they play Wednesday, then they will be in position. Nkumba and Mbega actually play to still finish at 9 and 10.
So it's like playing, say, losers match.
So it's actually lower than that because from what we get to understand in sport is that usually losers match like people are named this third place player to finish third. But none of these teams can even finish sixth.
So the anything we can learn from such scores?
Absolutely huge because you have to give these teams first of all a lot of credit. You've heard about stories where teams have failed to travel to such tournaments. Mbeje and Nkumba managed to go, so you give them credit for that. And for me, given the level of our volleyball, because it's not even not anywhere probably for me, in my view, across even to semi-professional. But if you go and play countries that are at a professional level, much improved, better than like the Tunisia, Kenya. Actually, our neighbors here, they're really doing well. They're favorites to actually win the title. So you think once you go there, beyond winning, you've got to learn something. How do these guys do their stuff? How do they play? Can a coach go and interact with the rest of the guys and see what you can learn? That's the most important bit about this. And hopefully, our teams can go there and learn. Nemo Stars have been there twice. I'm giving them credit because they had to struggle to find finances to be here. But they did go, and they came back, and hopefully they learned one or two things, which is very important in sport because you plan for the future. You cannot be talking about only 2 days tournament, and you stop there, which is affecting our sport. You've got to have plans. And these plans can be, I think, affected once you go for such tournaments and you learn one or two things.
Okay, moving on to the NBA. Now the Indiana Pacers and Chicago Bulls, it seems it's a bit slow there. Can they bounce back?
They've got to bounce back. There's no choice, I think. To start with, first of all, there were early games this morning because the NBA played at awkward hours. That's why we're going to be watching the World Cup. You got a boyfriend? Please understand and enjoy. Because we're going to be coming back early. If he does, then we'll be getting out of bed really early.
Games will be at 2 a.m.
2 a.m., 3 a.m., that kind of time. And that's the same thing with the NBA. Because this morning, actually, I know, just a couple of minutes, it could actually like an hour ago, the Clippers did thump the Golden State Warriors. I mean, it was a humiliation, 138-98. That's a beating. They won all the 4 quarters. They beat them by 40 points. Blake Griffin, outstanding. I think he must have scored about 36 points. Brilliant stuff, and without fouling. And this is a guy who plays like a number 4. Big man who has to do a lot of defending, but he didn't finish with a single foul. And also in the other game, Memphis Grizzlies beat up on the Oklahoma City Thunder 111-105 to tie the series. So those series are 1-0. Chicago Bulls and the Indiana Pacers have got to recover too later on in the night, or rather tomorrow morning. Pacers are up against the Hawks, while the Chicago Bulls are playing against the Portland Trail Blazers. The Portland Trail Blazers are a fantastic game. LaMarcus Aldridge had scored 46 points, 18 rebounds. Brilliant stats. Even in the generation of the Michael Jordan that we talk about and we praise here, they'll be very proud of that. So LaMarcus Aldridge had a fantastic series, fantastic game. So was Lillard. So they've got some wonderful players in there. But Chicago Bulls, nobody who can bounce back. It has to be Chicago Bulls because they've been there, done that. A team that is related to Michael Jordan. I've got to bounce back in such a game.
They have a reputation to say.
They have to, because anything close, anything that has a relationship with Michael Jordan is considered the greatest basketball of all time. You've got to do something.
Well, on to football. Man City, who have been winningless, for lack of better word, the last 2. Did they bounce back yesterday?
Oh yeah, they did, and quite in some fashion. They scored 3 goals in the first half and game down. They won the game 3-1 yesterday. Sergio Aguero coming back to score in form. So was Pablo Zabaleta. Actually, they had awkward scorers. Sometimes when you have people like Demichelis, who's a defender, Pablo Zabaleta scoring, you're thinking, okay, where's Edin Dzeko, where's Negredo, where's David Silva?
Where's the striker?
Exactly, naturally. And sometimes you get started thinking, okay, if they've scored, then we might as well not even win the game. But they managed.
That's why I was scared when Arsenal went to Champions League and Sol Campbell scored. And I said, we are going to be beaten.
You are right anyway.
We are going to be beaten.
Indeed, they were beaten.
Yes.
By Samuel Eto'o.
How can Sol Campbell score?
Man City needed to bounce back in this because they had not won again in the last 2. Beaten by Liverpool at Anfield and also drew with Sunderland at home. So last night they needed to bounce back. Now they closed the gap to 1 point within Chelsea, and they are 6, I think, behind, actually 7, behind Liverpool now. Because they're on 74, and I think Liverpool are on 80 now, so those are 6 anyways. So though there's still a lot of hope. These guys are still in the title, Man City. Don't hold them up. If Chelsea got 1 to beat Liverpool, City win their game in hand and their remaining games, that means the season ends equal points, 80 both. And not 80 sure, but equal points with Liverpool, City. Now the one who would have scored more goals, because these 2 clubs actually have scored more goals than anybody else.
Liverpool has scored lots.
Exactly, they've scored lots. The problem with Liverpool is they've conceded more than anybody in the top 10, for example.
Right.
They've been awful. They score 3, they beat them 2. That's why probably they are where they are. They say, beat us 2, we'll score 1 more. Yeah, 1 more.
2, 3.
Score 3, we score 4. You score 4, you score 5. Right. That's what has kept them there. But that might affect them at the end of the season. For example, if it's equal points, and City win, for example, this league by a single point, Liverpool will move back to games like Norwich, probably Cardiff City, where they conceded a couple of games, and that won't be good for them.
So it's not only Ugandans. You know how Uganda is when we are playing these Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers and we start counting.
Okay,
if these ones lose,
Malawi loses. For City and Liverpool, they will do it probably once in 4 years. Uganda,
we do it.
We are consistent.
We are always calculating.
Consistently inconsistent.
But then anyway, let's move on to the quiet neighbor. There are reports that David Moyes is going to be sacked. Would they be justified to sack David Moyes?
Man, I look at this guy and I'm thinking, football, you get a job. A commentator says it's a privilege to get some jobs, but then comes a lot of responsibility.
I know.
I don't think this guy expected to be in the media like he's been since he got the United job. And it's been unfortunate for him that he's been all over the papers. But half of, actually 3/4 of those have been negative.
Yeah.
And for me, if United woke up and said we are blowing David Moyes, justified. I don't see any other top European club that would have given David Moyes as much time as they did. Look at Barcelona. They've had great stuff for the last 5-6 years. They've had a horrible season by their standards. And they're second right now, by the way. With, of course, Madrid have a game in hand, and then if they win it, then they go above them. Guys are already removing handkerchiefs, white handkerchiefs, because that's to show, I think, disappointment and annoyance given the poor performance of the team in Spain. That's what the team.
Problem.
Yes, because you see, the thing is about Moyes is that, listen, he's lost 11 games in the Premier League. United
has never happened.
I don't know the last time United lost 11. You know, obscene. I mean, obscene. 2. All the teams that had never beaten United, for example, Liverpool, I don't know the last time they beat up on United home and away. They did it this season. West Brom did. Everyone almost did whatever they wanted. You know, and listen, I don't think United will sack Moyes because they've not won the championship or they're not going to be in the Champions League necessarily. But there's no sign to show that United are moving somewhere. If there was something you see and say, okay, United are playing this way, there's an identity. Look at Everton, Roberto Martinez just came in this season. You can see what the team is doing. Yes. Look at Brendan Rodgers. United have a better team than Liverpool. Look at what Brendan Rodgers done with much as he was given an extra year or 2 to do something, but still you could see what they were trying to do. Mauricio Pochettino, who's coaching a low team in Southampton, came in with less than 15 games. You could see what the team was trying to do. What is United playing? Nobody knows apart from David Moyes. And what he's been saying at the press conference is not staff, United fans, and people happy. And I'll tell you, Fergie chose Moyes, but I don't think he still wants him in the job. He dreads and hates seeing Liverpool where they are. Fergie, because when he got his job, he said, I'm coming to kick them off their path. Don't sack Moyes, because City know. And those are City fans, by the way. They know if Moyes stays, they are good for the title. They will be the dominant team in Manchester.
Right. Well, some interesting pictures there, and of course, lots of artwork that has.
I love that.
Just play that.
Brilliant. That's a brilliant one. I mean, they said don't sack Moyes because they know. But anyways, it's going. I'm quite sure that Moyes will be sacked at the end of the season, or rather next season. United will have.
Someone was telling me yesterday that the Glazers can't sack Moyes because the fans don't like them. So if they sack Moyes, it will be more reason for them to be hated.
Okay, the problem is, do the fans like Moyes? I don't think so. They've already hired a plane saying the wrong one, Moyes out. Wow. Before, at the start, it was the chosen one.
Well, obviously, there's no job that is easy, and we'll see. Finally, Brian, quickly, a comment on the Champions League. Yeah. Chelsea against PSG.
Tough game. Two sides that love to pay attention to a lot of details because they're coached by guys who know what it means to pay attention to details. Diego Simeone and Jose Mourinho. I'm sure, but listen to the story of Atletico Madrid. Barely in any close to any of the budgets for the top sides they've been competing with Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. They've done a great job. And listen, if there's anybody you look, because there are years in the Champions League when you look and say, okay, this could be probably the surprise package of the season, or probably this will be one of those stories where you say destiny is leading these guys to the title, and there's any team to look out for is Atletico. But Chelsea have been there, done that. Mourinho knows what the Champions League is. One semi-finals, tougher ones probably right. Atletico. But Atletico, the things they've done at home have been amazing. They're such a defensive team, hard to break down. They're very good on the counter. Chelsea too are going to play the same. So we're going to see two teams playing on the counter, but very disciplined defensively. And who wins this is going to be a very tough game. Whoever can manage to limit mistakes. For me, I'm seeing him coming out of the retire. But overall, I think, given the experience of Chelsea and the good things they've done over the years in the Champions League, Mourinho has a brilliant record in the Champions League. I see Chelsea going through over 2 legs.
Right. Well, I would like to congratulate Chelsea. I hope they have that tonight.
Hopefully Atletico can also have Thibaut Courtois in goal, because that's been a big question. Nobody has confirmed whether he will be playing.
Well, you can catch that game later, but also be sure to watch our sports show at 1:30 p.m. with Lumansi and Alan Isma, Quick Recovery, and Sports Bar with Brian Tuka and the rest of the crew from Club Silk every Monday, 10:30 p.m. Actually, just after the news, they go live to Club Silk. We should have you guys dancing to like
Brazilian samba song. They call samba dance. Yeah, we'll try that.
Tomorrow, I'd like you to give us an update on Brazil.
I'll definitely do so. There are lots of those, because there could be a beautiful lady, there could be football related, there could be something. There's a lot of
stuff. You have lots of radicals. I'm not allowing you to go there. Your African proverb.
floods can submerge over all mountains. There is no rain whose floods can submerge the mountains. An Ewe proverb.
Okay.
What do you think that means?
There are no problems that will surely.
Okay, I did literature, but I'm still thinking.
But
maybe it's something to do with whatever you go through. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, maybe.
I thought the mountain would instead be the obstacle, would be the problem.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I think what they're trying to say is that however much it rains, you never go past the mountains because the mountains will always be ahead of it. So I'm thinking whatever you go through, always have hope that there's something at the end of the day that will come out good.
Right. It's a feeling of when you think you have, I always say, when I'm facing a challenge and I think to myself, I actually don't have any problems. There are people who have more problems than me, and this situation that I'm going through right now, chijakugwa. Chijakugwa. It cannot compel me to do some things, so sometimes when you hear people have committed suicide, you kind of want to understand what they are going through, but also you think, surely that situation cannot.
And I think it also relates to yesterday's about the satisfaction. Sometimes I don't think there's anything like satisfaction in the world. You always want more,
Right.
Once you become a millionaire, you have to become a billionaire.
Trillionaire.
There's nothing like satisfy. You always want more, and I think clearly it does apply.
Well, it's been awesome. Between the rooftop and the NTV studios and Mabel, and it's been a...
But there's one question, the stage is beautiful,
Yeah.
Where I have to take over your job.
We'll see you tomorrow as usual. Hasta la vista, baby. Bye-bye.
NTV, turning on your world.
Oda, I no go stop for the singing. No problem. Keep singing. This singing will put you in trouble very soon. You won't believe it's the boy's father that inflicted such injury on him. Just because he stole 50 naira. 50 naira for that matter. That man should be arrested. Oh, how I wish I could just see that man and give him a piece of mind. Abigail, I don't care if you're chatting with Barack Obama. When you're at work, you learn how to detach yourself from that phone else to get you into trouble.
Whatever. You should be happy that a pilot is asking your friend out.
My brother, I learned that 3 armed robbers tried to rob a man as he came out of the bank at the junction before the express.
Don't try to be the hero.
You won't kill me. Do you know how long I've been waking you up quietly and you refuse to wake?
Now you can't interrupt someone.
I'd like to pray with you, nurses, being the vessels that the Almighty God has been using to heal His people.
Okay. Can someone please talk to me? What is going on?
Who is she?
See, I hate cheating in my life. I hate cheating, and nothing will make me have 50 kobo to that money I already get you.
Running out of airtime can happen to anyone. The next time you recharge, simply dial *161# to get going again.
On the next episode of Deception.
Kakati, me, I don't care whose fault it is. Oba yebaka naye, oba teyebaka naye, ekituufu kiri nti tuyite Monica wano tumutuuze atubulire ekituufu. Kakati, Daddy. Mbadde ne ka meeting kati. Daddy.
Monica wandi bugobye n'omwejjako mwesonyiwe Chris weesonyiwe omukazi.
Monica, we're just trying to look out for you.
By trying to tell me to admit to a lie?
To save your marriage.
No way.
Deception.
At Orange, we know that running out of airtime can happen to anyone. That's why we bring you Wetase. Simply dial *161# to get going again. Convenience changes with Orange. Today changes with Orange.
mukiroto nempulira eddoboozi ly'omukama bamalayika obutabalabo namulonde bali mu maaso n'abakadde n'ebiramu ne bafumbya nnyina eddoboozi zewana ndi mukiroto nempulira eddoboozi ly'omukama bamalayika obutabalabo namulonde bali mu maaso n'abakadde n'ebiramu ne bafumbya nnyina eddoboozi bwe bati amagezi n'amaanyi n'okutendebwa emirembe ebitonde byonna mukulu ne munsi neyo munsi muna byonna birikana byonna birikana
Chitange bwesiba nawe mpulira bubi muli kyenva nkusaba bwenkunyiza onsasirengako ebyensi we biba bimpamba nkusaba tonegana obulamu mbuwaddeyo gy'oli lubeerera kati ninga ekimuli mu ddungu mpotoka nzigwawo ntaase bikemo kubanga olwaleero newatiyo mu mikono gyo ngompambatira oli nfune emirembe olwaleero newatiyo mu mikono gyo njagala mbeere mu mikono gyo munnange mukwano tondekaawo abalabe okuntwala onkuume ntambula naawe nga siwanjagadde ebikamo ku nsi bingi n'abatanjagaliza bo bangi mbakukwasiza beera nemereddwa buli kimu otali mukwano ntaase bikemo newateyo mu mikono gyo ngompambatira olifune emirembe olwaleero newateyo mu mikono gyo njagala mbeere mu mikono gyo munnange tata mukama ebikemo n'ebizibu tata mbitya nnyo laba entwadde n'abafudde nze nekwekewa tata wange mulamu wange tondekanga tate nja kwanguwangako nange mukama tata kubanga olwaleero ngompambatira olifune emirembe olwaleero newateyo mu mikono gyo njagala mbeere mu mikono gyo mukama tata kubanga olwaleero ngompambatira olifune emirembe olwaleero newateyo mu mikono gyo njagala mbeere mu mikono gyo nabbi bobulimba koye dayamo dayamo kusaba kwange abalabe bange ngabanji nyamba yakuyitanga fidwa kebintu abana be ebyobugaga bye byonna byagenda ekunayoze ebyambalo byenafuna mawoli kale nowanirira omutima gwe nange nyamba nange leero nzuna mukama mu masigo onyambe ompanirire wamu n'abaana bange omuyaga mwese n'omungi mukama tondeka nyamba ddaneri nange nyamba siramu siramu okusaba kwange siramu siramu mpulira koye siramu siramu okusaba kwange abalabe bange nga banji nyamba ekyetendere mukamaliza kunumba bawulira baabo bajja basibira ekkubo mukama balema okundaba bali wasibira sawulo balumba abantu goliyasi yali muzira misiri yenna mu isirayiri
Smelling nice and being tough can go together. The freshness of fabric conditioner is now combined with the best ever stain removal of Omo. New Omo, best ever stain removal with fabric conditioner freshness.
What's that?
That document.
Oh, that. Just some business.
I came to apologize. I have no right to interfere in your lives.
I've eliminated the only evidence that links me to Ivan Chinawa's death.
But you didn't have to kill another person.
It's not like I've got anything to hide, Nene. Just go ahead.
Victoria, how is it like to work for Miles Vilagazzi?
Blood seemed to matter not.
Blood?
Yeah, blood.
I'm responsible for your father's death.
Running out of airtime can happen to anyone. The next time you recharge, simply dial *161# to get going again.
On the next episode of Destiny River.
Most likely he will remain in the coma state that he is in until the end.
The end?
Yes.
Pray for him, Father.
How are you, my man? Marikita, I really need to talk to you for a second, okay?
No.
Destiny River.
At Orange, we know that running out of airtime can happen to anyone. That's why we bring you Wetase. Simply dial *161# to get going again. Convenience changes with Orange. Today changes with Orange.
This program is rated PG. It is suitable for children ages 8 and above, but parental guidance is advised as it might contain mild violence and mature situations.
Can we get a recap?
You remember the Kowalskis? They've owned the shop for 30 years, and they are attempting to set a record by making Buffalo's largest cookie. And you have to wear this.
A hairnet?
Health department.
You're kidding me.
If you're working around the cookie, you have to have it on. It's the law.
I just did the hair. The hair is perfect. All right, give it to me. God, why do you hate me?
We're rolling and speed. For 3 decades, the Kowalski family bakery has been a mainstay in downtown Buffalo, known for their sinfully sweet cream-filled Polski pierogies and the occasional sugar-induced coma that follows. But today, in honor of their 30th anniversary, they've invited us to ride along as they go for the record on Buffalo's biggest cookie. Full. You need a tissue or something? Can we get a bowl of tissue or a spoon? It's a good thing we're wearing these today, because I wouldn't want any stray hairs to fall into the booger. So we're gonna do this again?
No, we can cut to B-roll.
Moving on! So tell me, Mama, why make Buffalo's biggest cookie?
Well, man from health department say he find rat pellet in our pastry, but I say no. Is big chocolate sprinkle, but he shut store down. So we clean up, make big cookie for to bring customers back.
Well, I admire your candor. Well, let's try that again, shall we? So tell me, Mama, why make Buffalo's biggest cookie?
So the children of the neighborhood will be happy?
That's right. It must be wonderful seeing the smiles on their little faces.
I work in back. I see no smiles.
The previous Buffalo record was 8 feet 7 inches, baked by Gladys Pelsnick. If this cookie beats Gladys's, it will prove once and for all that the Kowalskis have much more free time. And the cookie is 10 feet 4 inches. We have a new record! Cue the cheesy inspirational music! But what are we really looking at here? Is it just a big cookie? Or does this cookie represent the pride of Buffalo? Its dedicated and hardworking citizens, the key ingredient, with a few nuts thrown in. And finally, the love of our families, which provides the warm, chewy center, making our beloved Buffalo the sweetest place to live. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm Bruce Nolan, Eyewitness News. And cut it. What do you think?
I think it's really good.
It sucks. It's a story about a cookie. The Pillsbury Doughboy will be riveted.
Honey, it was funny. It made me laugh. There's nothing wrong with making people laugh.
I'll never be an anchorman. Not with this. The job's right there. But I can't reach it because every time they make me do this kind of stuff, I have to act like a total goof in order to make it work. I have no credibility. Not good. Not good.
Okay, you know what? Now you're just sounding silly.
You know what? Forget it. It's not important, right? It's not important. Let's watch it one more time.
Oh, no.
Just once more.
No.
Please.
No. Bruce, you promised that you would help me with this photo album. Now you get your goofy butt over here. Nuh-uh. Thank you. Okay. All right. Now you just go through this stack and you pick your favorites. Oh, come on. This is fun, right? Isn't this fun? This is nice.
Evan's gonna get that anchor job. I just know it.
Oh, Bruce!
He's the favorite.
All right, you know what? Just forget it. Let's just forget it. This is just our life. We can always just have some kid do it for us.
Whoa, hold the phone. I like this one. Our weekend at the lake.
How did you get that? That's supposed to be in our private stash.
You look perky, hon. Must have been cold.
All right, just give it to me.
Yeah, I think I'll put this on my computer and use it as wallpaper.
Okay, give it to me.
Huh,
Bruce,
hey,
come
hey.
on.
No, no, no.
All right, fine. Do with it what you will. I don't care.
I will do with it what I will. You know, I might even send this into Playboy. I hear their layouts can be quite tasteful.
Give it to me right now!
Jesus. Ow, rough stuff.
I'm gonna hurt you with... Sweetie, time to get up.
Good dream. No, no.
Well, the Buffalo Sabres lost again last night at the hands of the Toronto Maple Leafs. It was
Of course they did. They're my team. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. You know, I think there might be something to this cookie line. All the greatest anchors have had their own signature sign-off. Like Walter Cronkite. And that's the way it was. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. And that's the way, I like it. Oh, no. Grace, the dog!
I'm in the shower!
That dog! Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good. Oh, you're done now. Great. Beautiful. Come on, let's go back inside and have a shit. What is the dealio?
We are having a blood drive.
Creepy. Needles, yuck.
Well, they need my blood. I have a very rare blood type. I'm AB positive.
Really? I'm IB positive. IB positive, they ain't touching me with no needle. I mean, it's just so...
Helpful and life-saving?
No, it's your blood. It's blood. The blood's supposed to stay inside the body. That's where it's meant to be. Besides, they stockpile this stuff in a warehouse somewhere. It's all frozen on ice, and they tell everybody there's a shortage.
It's not true. Where did you hear that?
From a very reliable friend of a girl whose sister is going out with someone very high up in the government. But for your own protection, I cannot discuss it at this time. Now get out before they see us together.
Oh, here. Hold on a second. You need these more than I do.
What is these?
Prayer beads. The kids made them for me. They will keep you safe.
I hope they're powerful. I'm gonna need a friggin' miracle to get to work on time. This isn't happening. Not now. Not during sweeps week. Not during sweeps week! Oh, God. Yep, meeting started. Without me. This is my luck. This is my luck! Oh, come on! Oh, jeez! Get out of this! Are you blind? No, but I'm late.
Is your child in dire jeopardy? Find out tonight after the game.
Okay, promos are approved. Now let's...
Jack, shouldn't we be focusing on Pete's retirement? I mean, this is his last week.
Yeah, Jack, any word on the open anchor position?
Evan, when I know something, you'll know something.
Sorry I'm late. Traffic was... Oh, did you guys already play the spots?
It's a nice story, Bruce, but we're gonna go with Evan's piece. The sex scandal in the mayor's office for sweeps.
Oh, yeah. Sweeps.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm just messing with you, Bruce. See, you just gotta remember that the newsroom is like a big cookie.
You like jazz, Evan?
Yeah.
Let me play something for you. I can hold that note all day, buddy.
Knock it off, guys. Bruce, we're gonna keep your story in reserve. Now can we get back to the board? So we'll have something to put on the air today?
Great choice, Jack. This is the Cadillac of baloney.
Okay, thanks.
Jack, can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, sure, Bruce. What do you need?
Sweeps.
Bruce.
Jack, hear me out here. I'm starting to get desperate, man. I'm pushing 40. And what have I got to show for it? I've hit some kind of a ceiling here. There's an anti-Bruce barrier I can't get past. And Evan is loving it, by the way. Loving it. He gets the stories, he gets on sweeps. Maybe I should be more like Evan.
You don't want to be like Evan? Evan's an asshole.
Well, I can be an asshole.
No, Bruce, you can't. You gonna pick that up?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's just this whole anchor thing opening up has got me nuts.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Jack.
Look, Bruce, you're a good reporter. You make people laugh. All right, I'll tell you what. Today is the 156th anniversary of the Maid of the Mist. Now, I want you at Niagara Falls in an hour.
Well, the Maid of the Mist, it's always live.
Mm-hmm.
But Evan always does the live feeds.
Now you and Evan get the live feeds.
I'm going live during sweeps?
Mm-hmm. But watch your step, Bruce. I've seen your outtakes.
Jack, you will not regret this. And I won't forget you when I go national. Can you? Thanks, pal.
Can I have your wish now? I'm gonna put it in the wish jar. Thank you. Okay, put your wish in there.
Me too.
Put your wish in there. Look at that, looks like a big wish. Oh, no. Oh, no, Martin, don't eat that. Don't eat that, don't put that in your mouth. That's paste, honey. Ooh. Oh, that must have tasted awful.
Oh, Zoe, boy! Did you have a good time with Aunt Gracie today? Mm-hmm. Yeah? See how nice this is? Baby on the hip?
Oh, it's amazing. You've become mom. The transformation is complete.
Oh, I'll get it. Small Wonders Daycare.
Grace?
No, it's Debbie, the sister whose life you're not wasting.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Hi, Debbie.
Oops. Hi. Hi. Sorry, Debbie forgot to take her meds today. Where are you?
Oh, a little place called the Winner's Circle. I'm at the Falls doing a live report.
Live? That's That's great!
Yeah, it's happening, hon. I got sweeps and I'm live. You know what that means? They're seeing if I can think on my feet. You know, like I might have to do in a live news anchor situation.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's what we've always talked about, Grace. Jack practically came out and told me.
Practically?
Well, he didn't spell it out, but legally he can't. But this is exactly what happened to Susan Ortega just before they bumped her up to the desk. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay, well, honey, you know, I just don't want you to get too ahead of yourself, you know?
Prince. Oh, I gotta go. They're calling me in.
Oh, okay, honey, good luck. I love you.
Blah, 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 blah.
Let's do it.
They want you close to the falls.
Really? I'm gonna get soaked.
That's the point. They want you to put this on. Part of the condition of us getting the exclusive.
You know what? Nothing can bother me today. Nothing.
Okay, now remember, it's their 156-year anniversary, 149 capacity.
Right.
They cater to tourists, honeymooners.
And people who are insanely thirsty. I get it.
Okay. And you are going to be interviewing Irene Dansfield.
Irene, pleasure to meet you. Truly. You look beautiful.
Irene's mother rode on a maiden voyage.
Wow, rub that in my face, why don't you?
90 seconds!
90 seconds, holy hell. Yeah, okay. 90 seconds? Whew.
But because of the fast response, the toxic chemicals were cleaned up without incident. Susan?
Bruce Nolan is standing by at Niagara Falls. But before we go live to Bruce, we have an announcement to make. As everyone knows, after 33 years, our beloved Pete Feynman is retiring. Pete's shoes are virtually impossible to fill, but the show must go on. And we could think of no one better than our very own Evan Baxter.
Oh, boy.
Congratulations, Evan.
Thanks, Susan. I'm thrilled and honored. And as you said, no one can replace the great Pete Feynman, but I will do my best. I have to say, I am so proud to be a part of our local community of Buffalo. And I think in a lot of ways, a great city is like a great recipe, really. You take hardworking citizens, add some caregivers, maybe a few nuts, all sprinkled with the love and support of our good families, and ultimately, that makes one sweet place to live.
That was amazing.
Well, I meant it. I wish I'd written something.
And now let's go live to that wacky Bruce Nolan out at Niagara Falls.
Hey, wacky Bruce!
Bruce? Talk, Bruce. Hello?
Talk, honey. Talk.
What's going on?
We got a Walt Disney. It's frozen solid.
They may not have audio. Check the feed.
We may be having a bit of technical difficulty.
Feed's good, Jack.
Come on. Talk, Bruce. Damn it. All right, get ready to pull the plug.
Oh, come on, baby. Say something. Say something.
Bruce, talk.
Hi, Susan.
Oh, thank you, God.
Bruce Nolan here, aboard the Maid of the Mist in fabulous Niagara Falls, New York. First off, let me just add another congratulations to Evan Baxter. Baxter, rather. It is good to see what someone with real talent can do when great opportunities are given to them instead of me. Anyway, I'm here with Katharine Hepburn's mom. Tell me, why did you throw the blue heart of the ocean jewel over the railing of the Titanic? Did you feel bad at all letting Leo DiCaprio drown while you were safe floating on the big door? Could you have taken turns? Or were you just too afraid to freeze your big fat ass off? I guess that's how life is, isn't it? Some people are drenched, freezing to death on a stupid boat with a stupid hat, while others are in a comfy news studio, sucking up all the glory. Oh well, no big deal. Oh look, it's the owner of the Maid of the Mist. Let's have a talk with him, shall we? Come on in here, Bill. No. Come on, let's have a talk.
Come on, what are you doing?
Bill, you've been running the Maid of the Mist for 23 years now. Tell me, why do you think I didn't get the anchor job?
Hey, man, I don't want any problems.
Is it my hair, Bill? Are my teeth not white enough? Or like the Great Falls is the bedrock of my life, eroding beneath me. Eroding.
Cut the feed. Go to black.
Go to black. I'm on it.
I'm Bruce Nolan for Eyewitness News. Back to you, fuckers.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. That is perfect. That is the motivation that I needed. Right there. Thank you. Thank you. WKBW. Wimpy Kitty Baby Whiners. That's what that stands for. I'll see you on Channel 5.
where they do the real news.
Do I look blind to you? Do I look blind to you?
Hey!
Let's go, man. Come on, let's go.
What are you doing over there? Come on, leave the poor guy alone. You okay, man? Yeah, you better keep walking.
What?
What?
Run, man!
Okay. Oh, I didn't mean it. I was just kidding. Hey, you forgot your things.
That's right. Say something now.
B-E-A. Beautiful.
That's what I get. That's what I get for trying to help someone. Oh, don't look at me, Walter.
Oh, no! Well, that's my payment, I guess. That is my reward. Just get a clue!
Well, thank God you're all right.
God, yeah, let's thank God, shall we? For his blessings are raining down upon me. Wait, that's not rain!
Bruce, please don't do that, honey. You know that everything happens for a reason.
That I don't need. That is a cliche. That is not helpful to me. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. I have no bird. I have no bush. God has taken my bird and my bush.
Oh, I see. So God is picking on you? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's ignoring me completely. He's far too busy giving Evan everything he wants. Oh, that's great, Sam. But you missed your target. I'm over here.
Don't get mad at the dog. It's not the dog's fault.
No, it's God's fault. I gave him the wrong coordinates.
All right, you know what? Enough. All right, will you just stop being such a martyr?
I am not being a martyr. I'm a victim. God is a mean kid sitting on an anthill with a magnifying glass, and I'm the ant. He could fix my life in 5 minutes if he wanted to, but he'd rather burn off my feelers and watch me squirm.
All right, sweetheart, I know that you're mad. It's completely understandable. What Evan did is slimy and wrong. But this day could have been so much worse. I'm just glad you're okay.
Okay? Newsflash. I'm not okay. I'm not okay with a mediocre job. I'm not okay with a mediocre apartment. I'm not okay with a mediocre life.
So is that what you think that we have? A mediocre life?
Don't make this about you.
About me? How can I make this about me? It's about you. It's always about you.
Perfect. Perfect. I'll have the worst day of my life with a side order of guilt, please. Okay, God. You want me to talk to you?
Talk back. Tell me what's going on. What should I do? Give me a signal. I need your guidance, Lord. Please send me a sign. Oh, what's this joker doing now? Okay. All right. I'll try it your way. All right? Lord, I need a miracle. I'm desperate. I need your help, Lord. Please, reach into my life. What the heck? Where are ya? I got ya. Hey! Fine! The gloves are off, pal! Come on, let me see a little rat. Smite me, oh mighty smiter! You're the one who should be fired! The only one around here not doing his job is you!
Sorry, don't know you. Wouldn't call you if I did. Oh, God. Oh.
Hello, 5550123.
Oh no! Sam, this has gotta stop! All right, get it straight here. That's the house. This is the bathroom. House, bathroom, bathroom, house, house, bathroom, bathroom, house.
What's the point?
Five 5550123.
Denied that promotion at work? Is life unfair? Is there someone less talented than you reaping all the benefits? Is your name Bruce? Then do we have the job for you? We're located at 77256 23rd Street. So come on down, or we'll just keep beeping you.
Omnipresent.
Oh, yeah. The glass is half full. Oh, jeez! Oh! Come on! Look! What is that? What is that? Ah, jeez.
Thank you. Thank you again.
You're looking for room 7.
Yeah, I figured.
You want me to even those up for you?
How do I get to room 7?
That'll be on the 7th floor. Stairs right over there.
I'd rather take the elevator.
Out of order.
I love the stairs, though. They were my second choice.
Do you mind giving me a hand with this floor?
What? That's good. Are you serious? Oh, I'm kind of busy. Rain check.
I'll hold you to it.
I'm free on the 7th. That's 7.
7th at 7 it is.
This looks promising. Hello? Another gigantic, ginormic waste of my life. Hello? Yo, I'm looking for whoever runs this joint.
Be right with you. I'm trying to fix a light. Tell me if it's working.
Yeah, seems to be. Kind of bright, though.
Yeah, it is for most people. Spend their lives in the dark, trying to hide from me.
Well, the elevator's broken, huh?
Yeah, but I'll get around to it.
You installed the clapper?
No, but catchy jingle, isn't it? Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off, the clapper. Just can't get it out of my head, Ed.
Well, good luck with that. I'm gonna go now.
Okay, but the boss will be right out. You must be Bruce. I've been expecting you.
This is hilarious. So you're the boss and the electrician and the janitor. Must be a killer Christmas party. Don't get drunk, though. One of you might need a ride home.
You always were funny, Bruce. Just like your father. He didn't mind rolling up his sleeves either, son. People underestimate the benefit of good old manual labor. It's freedom in it. Some of the happiest people in the world go home smelling to high heavens at the end of the day.
All right, what is this? How do you know my father, and how'd you get my pager number?
Oh, I know quite a lot about you, Bruce. Just about everything there is to know. Everything you've ever said, or done, or thought about doing, right there in that file cabinet.
Wow, a whole drawer just for me. Yeah. Mind if I take a look?
It's your life.
This ought to be good.
Now, this last entry was a little disturbing. The gloves are off, God. God has taken my bird and my bush. God is a mean kid with a magnifying glass. Smite me, O mighty smiter. Now, I'm not much for blaspheming, but that last one made me laugh.
Are you spying on me? Who are you?
I'm the one. Huh? Creator of the heavens and the earth, Alpha and Omega.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Bruce, I'm God.
Bingo! Yahtzee! Is that your final answer? Our survey says God! Bing, 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 ding. Well, it was nice to meet you, God. Thank you for the Grand Canyon, and good luck with the apocalypse. Oh, and by the way, you suck! You know what would have been a little bit more impressive, though? If you hadn't used the cheesy file cabinet illusion. Anybody with a brainstem can tell that that drawer is being fed through the wall from the other side. All you have to do is find the crease right around here. There is a seam here, or a hollow spot.
Where? Through the drywall and concrete?
Okay, that is a good one. That is a good one. Okay, how many fingers am I holding up?
Now, Bruce, thou shalt not tempt the Lord.
Hey, if you
thy
can't
God.
do it, man, that's cool.
3, 2, 4, 9, 6, 8, 1.
Okay. How many now?
7.
Aha!
You've been doing a lot of complaining about me, Bruce. And quite frankly, I'm tired of it.
Wait. Don't come near me. Seriously, when I'm backed into a corner, I'm like a wild animal. I don't want to hurt you, but I will out of instinct.
You haven't won a fight since grade 5, and that was against a girl.
Yeah, she was huge. She'd been held back.
And the sun was in your eyes. Oh, the ego. Anyway, I brought you here to offer you a job.
Job? What job?
My job. You think you can do it better, so here's your chance. When you leave this building, you will be endowed with all my powers.
Sure. Whatever you say, Bill. Okay. That did not happen. And no one needs to hear about it. I'm deleting the program. No. I'm not gonna break down, that's what it is. Normal, everyday, psychotic episode. Caused by a tumor or brain lesion. Start! I was lucky. Come on now, calm down. You do not need God, you do not have his powers. If that was God, then I'm Clint Eastwood. Holy hell! Be careful what you wish for, punk. No! Nope. I am a reasonable, sane human being. 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world. I'm not Clint Eastwood. I'm Bruce Nolan. Bruce Nolan. I'm Bruce. No! Clint!
Coffee?
Yeah. Coffee, yeah.
We have a special on soup today.
Oh, no, that's fine. Thank you.
It's tomato. I made it myself. Okay.
Excuse me, I need a spoon. It's okay, I found one.
Here's your soup.
Oh, soup, right. Yeah, right.
Take a closer walk with me. Let me explain the rules.
Rules?
Yeah, you left in such a rush, I didn't get a chance to explain.
2 extra fingers freaked me out a little bit.
I just figured I'd get your attention. I did the same thing to Gandhi. He didn't eat for 3 weeks. Anyway, here's the deal. You have all my powers. Use them any way you choose. There are only 2 rules. You can't tell anybody you're God. Believe me, you don't want that kind of attention. And you can't mess with free will.
Uh-huh. Can I ask why?
Yes, you can. That's the beauty of it. This is amazing. Oh, speaking of amazing, excuse me.
Holy cow.
Since you're through with these, I think I'll keep them. Might come in handy someday. See you around, kid.
Where are you going?
I'm taking a vacation.
God doesn't take vacations, does he? Do ye?
Did you ever hear of the Dark Ages? Besides, I'm covered. You can clear everything up in 5 minutes if you want to, right? Ciao.
And he saw that it was good. Whoa.
Beautiful.
Hey, check it out. Oh, look, it's the hero. What's up, homie?
Yo, brethren, what up with thee? Blessings on your alley.
Looking for another can of whoop ass?
You didn't get enough, Mr. Hero?
He wants some more.
Surely I say unto you, dudes, I do not wish to fight. So as soon as you apologize and make a full reckoning of your transgressions, I shall absolve you and continue along the path of righteousness.
What are you talking about, man? Hey, you are kind of funny, you know what I mean? I don't know if you lost it all up in here or what, but check this out, homie. You want me and the homies to apologize, right? Mm-hmm. All right, go. I'll tell you what. We'll apologize. The day a monkey comes out my butt, then you get your sorry. How about that?
What a coincidence, because that's today.
Hey, did that monkey just come out your crack, man?
Ese diablo. This is some bullshit, man. Vámonos. Let's go.
You guys leaving? Hey, don't forget your parting gifts. Hey, little anal-dwelling butt monkey. Time for you to go home, little buddy.
I am Bruce Almighty. My will be done.
What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us. Just a stranger on a bus trying to make his way home.
Oh my God.
You can call me Bruce.
What happened to you? You seem so... happy.
Why shouldn't I be? On a night like this?
Oh, those are amazing. What are these?
They're a new breed. Cross-pollination between tulips and daisies. I call them to-daisies.
Okay. Honey, these flowers are really beautiful. But last night...
Last night I was only human. Barry, help me out here.
I'll see you through. Make love to you right now, that's all I want to do. Cause I find what the world is searching for someone just like you. Make me feel the way you do. Never gonna give you up. I'm never ever gonna stop. Not the way I feel about you. Girl, I just can't live without you.
Hi. Wow. Yeah, 5 minutes.
Let there be light.
I'll be out in a minute.
Don't rush yourself. Sometimes anticipation can heighten the pleasure.
Oh, God.
It's a funny thing about pleasure. It can be quite pleasurable!
In international news, Japanese relief workers are staging a desperate effort to rescue hundreds of people stranded by a freak tidal wave that hit Kitamoto City. Scientists say the tsunami may have been caused by what they're describing as unusual lunar activity. More on this as it develops.
Please bless my mommy, my dad, and especially my little sister.
Please help me, Lord. Will you just get me through this one?
All I'm asking you is that you help me.
Thank you for everything else in my life. Amen.
Sam? Good boy. Ah! Forget something. Good boy. There are girls in the house, huh? Morning.